What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me bring you up in here. All right, let me get this volume. Make sure we're good to go. What's up, everybody? Uh, say something so I can see if I hear you.
Hello.
All right, perfect. Let's go. Let's go. What's up, everybody? We're on time tonight. Give a shout out to everybody in here real quick. What up? What up? What up? What up, John? Let's go. You already know. Go Birds. What's up, KCMO or Loco? David Feather. Local Grow Guy. What's up, Uncle Puff? What up, Tucker? Yeah, Marcus will be on second. So Marcus will be on second, guys. We got Dungeons Ball here to start the night out with us. We're going to talk a little bit about the new drop. Much love right back at you, bro. What up, Benar? Oh, shit, there she is. What up? Let's go. Did I hear you? No. All right, cool. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I like to let everybody introduce themselves just in case, somebody might not know who you are. Hopefully
Right
everybody
on.
does.
Well, it's been a minute. I've kind of been in the, well, I wouldn't say shadows, but I've been shadow banned at least. So it's been a minute. But yeah, I'm Eric. I run Dungeons of All Genetics. Been doing this for a minute. Some of you that haven't heard of me, I used to work with Ken at Granddaddy Genetics before moving on to start Dungeons Vault. So, yeah, I've been doing this a little over 10 years now.
And so we just did a new drop. I feel like we should jump right into the new drop. And I'll always want to let you guys know any questions you guys have, feel free. That's what we're here for. I have him for an hour tonight, guys. So any questions I'll throw up on the screen as usual. This is actually our first time having a face-to-face too. That's how I like to do it a lot.
Yeah.
No script, organic. We just see where it goes. And I'm stoked. I'm stoked to have his gear on the site. So the drop is live. I think we put him on there 2 or 3 days ago, or within the last week for sure. I know he's working with Fems now. There's a collab up there with Canerorado. We can talk a little bit about that. Regs. And yeah, let's get into it.
Cool.
Let me see. Let's go.
I like the platform. This is nice.
Right?
Yeah, it's cool. Different from your average, podcast where you have to record everything and there's some editing and all that bullshit that happens. Where this is more like the live feed. I like it.
Yeah, this is fully. Okay, so when I started this, it's probably been about 4 years now. We went from Instagram, and then we finally switched over to here StreamYard. So there's people on here they'll be watching from Twitch or X. I guess it's X now. The YouTube, the Facebook, or no, X, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. I don't really do it on Instagram anymore due to the fact that Instagram just every time I go live, I put a post up. They want to, pull it. They want to be a pain in the ass, basically. On here, we could talk whatever we want to talk. We could talk about whatever we want to talk about, and that's why I like this platform. But that being said, when I started this, it was sort of just a couple of us. We thought we'd see how it went. Really organic and no script at all. I really like to leave it open to the people,
Yeah.
to ask questions, and it'll fly by.
Yep.
It'll fly by.
Cool.
So, but yeah, Instagram sucks. And I'll throw their questions up on the screen, And these people, all these guys, pretty much, the numbers will go up. We'll probably end up with like 100 people in here. They're here every week too, so it's pretty cool.
Cool.
But here's a question for you.
Yeah, I'm looking at my favorite I have in my life as of right now. With the new drop, probably that Paradise candy. Honestly, I mean, as many of you agree, and we're all the same path. We all like that flavor, so I think that Z flavor comes through very strong in it. All the plants I got to smoke on, everything I saw was um, very Z dominant. It definitely grows a lot better. It's not as a temperamental plant.
Right.
It grows a lot more sturdy and a lot taller. It's or not necessarily taller, but definitely has a faster veg to it, and it's not the shortest plant in your flower room when you're looking across the room. It's nice. It grows a little bit more like your standard plant.
Which the Z usually is.
Yeah, that Z is you can look at my boy's grow room right now. If you walk through, you're like, what is that short little fucker in the corner? And it's so slow. It's like OGKB. Very you'll need months to veg it out to get it big enough. So
Um, all
fix
right,
that with the cross and not so hard now.
let me. I'm gonna pull up. So let's go through the drop a little bit. Um, like the purple gelato S1.
Yes.
I'm actually, yeah, I'm trying to be on another screen at the same time. I just want to pull this stuff up because I was curious about, like, okay, the purple vapor. So I know the gelato 33,
Yeah.
obviously we all do,
Yep.
but it's crossed the purple vapor. So if you want to talk a little bit about that, and we'll get,
Sure.
let's do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So Purple Vapor was from the original Grandpa's Breath line. When I first started DVG, I was working with, I had my clone onlys and all that stuff, and so the Grandpa's Breath line was developed. Purple Vapor came from crossing the Ken's GDP, which apparently, after doing a little research and having some people come out and speak, apparently Ken's GDP cut is one of a couple. There's another GDP that's circulating. I don't know who has it. I don't know how many people even call it something different, or if it's just called GDP, and that's where the confusion lies. I think there's a lot of stuff is told, and there's a lot of stories being passed around, and sometimes I think people um, get things confused, or it's kind of like telephone as a child. One thing is said, then you miss one part of it, and then moves on to you. And by the time the fifth or sixth person hears about it, they're like, "Yeah, it's just this." And you're like, "No, it's not that." So you got to go
Right.
back and kind of research. But the purple vapor was very, very much like a short, stout, heavy yielding, but more I would say more indica dominant plant. I think that terminology we've all kind of realized is kind of out the window. Everything is so hybridized now. It's so hard to sit there and say, "Oh, I've got an indica plant." Well, did you source it from Afghan, or is it like literally landrace genetics or something? Because if it's not, it'd be hard for me to say, "Oh, this is an indica," or another, like the sativa. It's just
Absolutely.
that's just a way that people at clubs to sell their pot. But
Yeah, I prefer like narrow leaf and broad leaf at this point.
that's a
So
good way to put it. So we'll say a broadleaf dominant plant for sure with the purple vapor. So that being said, that cross to the Gelato 33 resulted in a very strong stony plant, but not only that, but very dark. You get a lot of color out of it, and all the purple gelato I saw from my garden to others along the years. We first dropped the purple gelato in regular form, and it did extremely well. And as some of you may know, some people really got hyped on the gelato, the candies, all that stuff, and then some people have kind of moved on from it. But I'm a big believer in when you have something that's good or even great, why would I get rid of it? It's one of those
absolutely.
things like I'm keeping it in the lineup. I'm someone who doesn't hold on to. I don't have tons and tons and tons of genetics. I kind of just, if I need something, I can reach out and get that. But for the most part, I hold on to what I like, and the gelato did very well for me. The purple gelato, excuse me. All the other gelato, I still hold on to the 41. I love the 41 more than anything. But that my the PJS one, you'll find just totally iced out plants, a lot of black, very dark leaves coming out of it, very high calyx to leaf ratios. Um, and then best of all, feminized plants. A lot of people were looking for that, and I wasn't against it. I just never really did it. And so now it's come to my knowledge that it's I've missed out on a lot of sales by not having feminized seeds, and so it's not just about the money. It's about just giving people what they want, kind of like just being an all around one stop shop, I guess you could say. So trying to provide stuff that I know people need and others are looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's funny because I'll ask the question occasionally, what do you guys prefer? And they always say Rex, but the sales don't show that. So
Right.
it's a funny thing. But you have
Yeah.
so many new growers out there. limited space. Fems are just ideal for that. So, um, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So we have, what's your method of growing, outdoors or indoors, synthetic or organic, etc.?
So Uncle Puff, for me anyway, I'm in a position right now where I'm an outdoor grower at the moment. I have friends that I work with that have an indoor garden that is, state of the art facility, smaller but still state of the art as far as what they've got going on there. It's a spaceship. They run a lot of my genetics, all my clone onlys I've got that we've selected from seed. Um, you know, the plants that I work with that are my mother plants that go into my breeding. They've got all that stuff as well. So they're close friends and basically neighbors essentially. They're 10 minutes from my house, and we've got everything over there, and it's just it's much easier for me to do it that way. Here in Maine, you're allowed to have, with medical anyway, you're allowed to have a pretty good amount of plants as long as they're under 24 inches. So that's nice, but they're also caregivers here, so we've got a pretty good operation going as far as that goes. We are synthetic growers. We definitely use the salts. I myself am using cutting edge solutions right now for my outdoor crop. Those guys, I was turned on to them by my buddies in Oklahoma, who also, excuse me, they run a lot of my genetics as well. And so when I saw what their nutrient line was doing with my strains and seeing how it all came out for them, I was extremely interested in trying it out myself. And so they shot me a care package, and I'm liking the results so far. I've tried a lot of stuff. I used to run Botanicare. I did Mills for a long time there. I was sponsored by Mills Nutrients, and I love those guys. But the owner ended up leaving, and after that, we kind of just I just had a not necessarily a falling out, but just kind of just stopped talking to the guys. Once the main guy was gone, I just didn't really know
Yeah.
anybody over there. So just just like friends, you stop talking, you find other ways to communicate. But we just kind of left it at that, and then now I'm doing that. But the other guys, they use Front Row Ag, and that works out pretty well for them as well. They're LED growers. I prefer. I'm still. If I was running indoor right now, I would still be HPS. I side by side, I prefer an HPS flower. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I could necessarily pick it out of a crowd if someone brought me two buds and said which one's HPS, one's LED. I don't know if I could be able to tell. I might have a good guess, but I just prefer HPS growing myself. I used to be strictly cocoa, but now I still like cocoa, but I'm more pro mix, I guess would say.
Okay. I like cocoa. Um, but yeah, I agree with you. Mixed spectrum is good too.
Yeah,
Now.
exactly. Yes, absolutely. And nothing against LED. I think LED produces amazing flower. I just have seen a lot of things that I miss when
Right.
I that I had when I was growing strictly HPS, and I feel like something was lost along the way. And I think that with genetics, we have, I don't know what we chalk it up to, but that whole genetic drift thing, I don't know. I don't know if that is necessarily a. I don't know where I stand on that. I just know that things are not what they were before.
Yeah, agreed.
Things. We had amazing weed in the late '90s and the early 2000s. We still have
Thank you.
amazing weed, but
Yeah.
something happened along the way because I used to get weed back then that I swear to you would blow everything from today out of the water, no
I'm glad
doubt.
you said this. This is a topic that comes up. I bring it up all the time because I'll have people like, "Nah, weed's better now," and I'm like, "Y'all tripping? You guys are just tripping, bro. Like we're old
I want
enough
to know
to."
when those people were born that say
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. I know we're old enough to. So there you go. That's it right there. That's
Yeah.
I
Call
have
it
this conversation.
nostalgia. It might be a case of nostalgia, but there's something I think if we had a blind judge, or I mean just a taste test or whatever else, just everyone had their opinion shared, I think we'd all agree that something changed from the early 2000s to now with the way things are cultivated, or something that was, I don't know what it is, inputs, the different things,
Yeah,
or we don't have any access to anymore. I don't know if something's changed the recipe, but it seems to have yeah, it seems to have
it's
led some.
different. It's watered down.
Yeah,
It's just different. Like we used to get, what we used to get back then. Like because I lived in Florida back then, and we used to get like the haze and like all different, super silver. We would get just the dank, like blueberry bubblegum. Like the bubblegum was bubblegum, the blueberry was blueberry, the weed was just, maybe the way it was grown. Yeah, I don't know. It has changed. It's definitely different now. It just is.
yeah.
Um, All right, let's see. So I live in the South Bay. Yeah, okay. He's on Ken's GDP is the original cut I used. So okay, let's see what we got. Ken's GDP.
Yes. So as far as that comment goes, yes, I agree. Because back in the day when we was on the forums, like even back in 2002 when I was on Overgrow, that then once Overgrow got shut down and raided and it turned into Icy Mag,
Yeah,
Ken's GDP was on the top 10 list of clones that everyone wanted, and I remember it always said Ken's GDP. It wasn't anyone's other GDP. It was just Ken's GDP,
Ken.
and that's what it was listed as.
Yeah,
Everyone was happy with that, and then all of a sudden I think within the last few years, I started seeing some other guy. I don't necessarily need to call him out, but I don't know if he'd care if I say anything. But there's a guy on IG, and he tells me, and we were close friends because he used to always be at the shows, and he was very familiar with Ken, very familiar with me and my brand. And he
yeah,
tells me that the Ken's GDP is not the one. He's got some other version, but of course he won't give it to me. So I'm like, what the
yeah,
fuck, bro?
yeah. No,
So it's
no.
like you
Ken.
you've got a better cut, but you don't want to share it. So okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Um, and you can call. Yeah, we're here. We can call anybody out. We could do that. That's all good.
Well, and
So
okay, well, I'm not saying anything bad about the guy, but my buddy,
no, I
his
know.
name is Calco Dankster. I don't know if any of you guys know that
I'll go
Calco,
with Dexter.
Calco, Calco, and he's got the pink champagne. He's got a lot of the same flavors that I've grown with, and he actually used my humble pie and some of his crosses. But he has a GDP cut that is definitely different than Ken's, but he swears by it and says it's better. So who
Okay.
knows?
Yeah. Show it.
Yeah.
So okay. In what way do you test your genetics once produced? Do you put them through bad situations to see how they react?
I think there's a lot of growers out there. We all sit there and have the same opinion. Like, okay, grow your plant. You do germ test. Hopefully, everything sprouts. Okay, so next step, grow them out, see what happens. But I think for any of us to pretend like we don't have a bunch of stress or any, life comes at you fast sometimes. Oh, I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. Every little thing that you have that you forgot to do that day or that you may have missed up on is one more mark against you at the end of the product. Where I feel like there's all those things added up could lead to if you didn't make those mistakes or if those things didn't happen, those little stresses along the way, you could potentially have a lot better stuff. But I think that by doing those, you're seeing some unintended stress happening and potentially putting them through things that they wouldn't have been anyway. So I feel like we all kind of are seeing, or me in general, I'm seeing what I do is. I'm just growing them how they grow, and I mean things happen. So I mean I'm not necessarily putting them through some purpose. I'm not trying to ruin them on purpose or see what happens if I do that. But I mean, I just look for
Yeah.
naturally occurring things. If something happens, then obviously I'm going to report on it. But I'm mostly just looking to make sure they're stable and that we don't have a bunch of runts. Not the strain, runtsy ass mutant plants that aren't going to produce shit. Those all get cold. Back when I was doing my work with the Grandpa's Breath, I noticed there was a lot of that. We'll call it like a mottled leaf, that OGKB style, almost like when you're holding a stack of cards. Like they had this weird, what I'm saying, that weird
Like
leaf
the
growth.
OGKB. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the
exactly. That leaf
yeah.
pattern was usually there was good plants that came from it. I mean, even Gromer from Thug Pug, he had his male that was strictly that, and he bred with that, and it produced. Obviously, it did well for him, but for me
Yeah.
anyway, I just noticed that most of those plants grew slow and were kind of funky, and I was like, why would I put that into my genetics and have people? Because then I got people talking about you've got mutant plants, and I
Right.
sprouted your genetics, and this is what came from it. So I I don't want to say I necessarily completely bred out of it, but I always was selecting away from that to where I didn't notice it popping up in the seed batches nearly as much. And now I'm working with some new things. And I noticed I saw a couple come back up again with the with my Cap Junkie purple gelato. I noticed there was some in there, but for the most part, I don't see it nearly as much, if at all. And I'm kind of happy with that, honestly.
Yeah. Um, all right. So I just want to touch on your comment, John. I think it's 50-50. Yes, old school's better, but I think it got us higher because we didn't have the supply. You tripping, bro? Shit. You tripping because we did. We
My
did.
supply was never that small.
Never that small back then. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, I don't know. I just had a comment on that because yeah, no, I'm not in agreement with that, John. All right, tried to tell them. Dungeons Vault weed was way better. I try to tell. Oh, weed was way better. Okay. Back in the day, we had. Let me see. Okay, you guys are still stuck on that. I'm trying to get caught up on the comments here, guys. Word. All right. Skunk walking past the Christmas tree. No.
That sounds
All right.
nice.
Is there any orange chirps in the lemon grove since it has tangerine skunk in it?
The Lemon Grove, yeah, well, yeah. So you'll get what I noticed about the Lemon Grove, and it was funny because the guy that was a collab between, oh, what the hell's his name? There's a very popular grower out of California, and he not was it Green Dog? I don't
Um,
remember. But there's a guy from Cali, and he took the lemon tree, and I hit that with my citrus, or he hit it with the we hit it with the citrus farmer. But the problem was once I started growing all the seeds out, I was seeing there was some good stuff that came from it, but not nearly as much as I'd like. There was far less potential keeper plants and just overall uh, what I would consider sought after as far as the look. There was definitely some good pop, but it reminded me more of like that old school kind of before things got so hybridized. But it was good, but and you'll get those citrus terps, but not nearly as strong as just the pure citrus farmer or even the lemon slush or some of these other plants I've worked with that are also citrus dominant. So the lemon grove was nice, but and I know some people found some good stuff, but that right there is just a perfect example of why I like to kind of do things myself in house so I see the mail being used and I get to see what's going on because otherwise some people may make a selection that is absolutely not where I would have gone with it. And then thus you get the results you do and not much you can do about that.
yeah, all about the selection. All
Yep.
about it. Um, so I have your GDP feminized. Is it close to Ken's?
So when you say you have my GDP feminized, are you talking about the GDP from when I worked with Ken? Because we put out a seed line that was GDP, and that's another part of the problem was when like working with those guys, you can't take a clone only plant, cross it to a random male, whether you found it supposedly in a pound of wheat or not from GDP. So it should have been essentially a GDP times GDP cross of sorts. But what we were seeing in those seeds was a lot of people coming to us, and it was few and far between where someone would say, "Hey, look at this plant," and having it be very similar to the original mom. So I was kind of turned off by that whole thing too, because it to me it wasn't showing enough GDP to call it that, you know. And also, to be straightforward, you can't, like I said, you can't call something GDP or like or even any strain. You can't call it gelato, and if it's got some other half of it is not producing those same uh, qualities that you would have found in the mother. So it's just weird.
What up? What up? 808. What up?
Oh, yeah, 808. What's going on, bud?
Oh yeah, 808's my brother over there,
Man, I miss Hawaii.
bro. He comes. Yeah, he comes on with me like weekly. 808. He's definitely become like family. So
I've
yeah, I
never
gotta
I've
go.
I've never got to speak with him directly. I think we've talked on just Instagram, but I've never met him in person. But he's someone I would have liked to have crossed paths with at some point.
Ah, shit, Jake. You could. I mean, you're welcome to jump in if you want. Just always, if you want to jump in, you're welcome to. But just let me know. I'll send you a link if you want to jump in for a minute, Jake. Cleaning up the watermelon Rolex today. Let's go. All right, so let's move on to. Okay, so Fallout Fruit will be one of the next ones. I think we drop. We go through this list. I think it's going to take. We might not even be able to get to everything. I'm telling you, the time really flies on here.
Mm,
Um, so they have the emergency to the purple gelato.
yeah,
So we know what I think we know what the emergency is, but if you want to talk about that cross a
yeah.
little
So that cut was was selected by a friend. He passed it. They made we made the feminized version or the feminized seeds with that with the so the Fallout Fruit. The emergency was a very almost more. It has that orange gas to it. So while you get the citrus, there's also that underlying funk that just hits you in the nose. So it's a very strong, gassy orange cross strain, and that's Sea Junkies stuff. So
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it made some very, very nice stuff that came out of it. Everything that we saw was, very tight bud. Again, really nice frost to it, extremely high calyx to leaf ratios, and then the smells that were coming off it, um, very, very like funky fruit. Not sweet, but absolutely just kind of raunchy in some cases. But some people found more almost. Some said kind of Z type terp to it, but I mean I would have had to smell that one myself to see what he was meant by that. But there was definitely some killer stuff in that one. I would say that if anyone is after something that something new and refreshing that might give them a little something different than what they've been smoking on, that would be a good one to start with for sure. It gives you some good stuff in there to check out.
Real quick, 808. There's the link. It's not letting me get in where I could actually send it to you, but if you just copy that TT5, whatever that says, just copy that link, and you'll be able to come in if you want to jump in for a couple minutes. So what do we got? All right. What's the terps I may come across with the Lemon Grove? Sorry, meant to ask that with the other question.
So that's an old one. I'm surprised he still those seeds were dropped so long ago. I'm surprised he still has those. Hopefully they pop for him. But you can get anything from you'll get the citrus smell out of it. But like I said, there was almost some hazy, like very. I don't want to say boring. I mean, because I do like haze, but it's just not my strain. Honestly, I've had the cat piss version of the cat piss cut of Super Silver Haze was my favorite, and
My
that
favorite.
didn't have any haze smell to it at all. That was
Yeah.
unique and different on its own completely. If you've had the real cat piss from California that was going around, you would know it's very different. And I don't know if that is. I'm sure someone's got it, but I haven't seen that in years. It's been
I
since
haven't seen it in years, and I live.
2000, 2003 was the last time I saw cat piss.
Okay, me, it was probably like late '90s because I lived in Florida and it came from the Cubans, so that's what we would get. That was one of the things I was, when I first moved down there. Um, Long story is that there was like a cat piss. There was like 3 or 4 different phenos of it. The cat piss was just special. It
Yep.
just was. Um, what was your handle on ICMag?
Shit. What? Pacific Northwest underscore grown.
We
So
use.
PNW grown.
Uh, I got frozen gelato as freebies. Also wondering what to expect from those.
Fire. That's that one. My buddy's in. He's been running that one exclusively, and he's held on to it. Again, really dark buds, very solid yield, crazy smells to it, they kept it. It only produces about three. I think he said like 3.5, just under 4% solventless yields. But he said they keep it around because the flavor is unmatched. So if you're a solventless guy, you could find some really special stuff out of there. Does it wash? I would say 3% is pushing the but some guys would run it for sure.
Um, okay, so then we go to the deep fried gelato, and I just want everybody to know. Listen, the reason that we're going through these is because these are on the site right now. Um, he made its packs. I think they're 10 femmes, and I think we put them at 100. I have to
Yeah.
look real quick. Yeah, 10 femmes, $100. You guys can't go wrong. You guys know you could use the code. It's up there. Save yourself a couple dollars. It's on me. So use that code. Buy these packs up. All these packs we're talking about are on the site right now. Go hit the site up. And let me see. The next one was the deep fried gelato. So the deep fried Oreos. We already talked about the purple gelato.
Yeah.
So where did the deep fried Oreos come from?
That's third. I think that's Third Coast.
Third Coast. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So he's actually a pretty good friend of mine as well. That's
Oh.
what I thought. All
So
right.
the same buddy that hunted and found the fault or the emergency, he did he had the deep fried, or excuse me, the deep fried Oreos. So that cut was special, and that one again, it just these selections that were made were just based on trying to put something together that was a little bit different than what else was going around. There's a lot of people just using the clone onlys and the same stuff recycled again and again and again. You look at everyone's menu, you see the same stuff. Gelane, gelato, whatever, times this, times whatever male they selected. So I wanted to do something a little bit different and kind of provide people with something to show. So we're not just breeding stuff, we're just grabbing the latest clone onlys and throwing our pollen on and calling it a day. We're actually still hunting seeds and growing stuff out and seeing the flavors that a lot of other breeders are putting out. And, everyone deserves, there's always going to be some stuff that you could consider better than your own work. So why not look and find it? I'm a connoisseur at heart, so I always just look for something that makes me go, oh damn, and I found that in a ton of people's work. So I don't ever shy away from trying other people's stuff or taking suggestions from people, but I always just I keep an open mind, and I like to use what's popular, because I've definitely held myself back with with not only not producing films, but also not trying to buy into the hype. I never once did a Gorilla Glue 4 cross. There was a feminized collab thing I did with a friend, kind of just like, I almost want to say I white labeled it, because I had no part in the breed, and it was called, was it the Vino OG, I believe? Yeah, it was like a Gorilla Glue 4. Yeah, oh, it's frozen. I forget what the fuck it is. It's been so long, but that was like 2017 or earlier, but it was, yeah, it was a good plant, but I just feel like you're I don't want to bottleneck things and just have it be the same stuff over and over again. So I've tried to like get out there and see what I can find that's it can be used in my crosses, and find some good stuff that can make for good matches, and we've done that.
All right, so I mean, the next one up that I just pulled up because I'm looking through the menu, I'm going through it, would be the Canerorado collab. So if you want to talk, this one's the black sugar, and it's the sugar babies to the black spritzer. And I know if you want to talk about, because I know there's a bunch of crosses with the sugar babies coming up that I'll go through.
Yeah.
You want to break that down a little bit?
Yeah, so Canerado. So if you guys haven't tried Spritzer on itself, that one I tried Spritzer back in Spanibus before COVID, and man, that like TH Caesar gave me it. He came by and says, "Eric, try this," and he handed me this bud, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And just immediately fell in love. I was in my hotel room that night, and I could not stop sniffing it. That bud got mangled before it got smoked. I could not stop pinching it and just like, oh my god. So it was just one of those things, like I fell in love, and so his black spritzer is just another selection from the Grumps line. The Grumps, it's that's where the spritzer came from, is from his Grumps. So the black spritzer is just a darker version. It's got a little bit more color to it, but yeah, it was really nice. He did that work, and the Sugar Babies itself is it's it's kind of it's kind of made a wave over here in New England area. We've put it in quite a few different competitions, from the Boston Anycan. It won back to back for, well, not back for, it won first place hybrid, first place, or a best overall, and then the very next year it got second place, and then yeah, I mean, there was a couple other competitions we put in as well, but it's made its waves, and it's doing its thing. And I think more and more people who try it are falling in love. So I'm trying to get that clone out there, and it's available if anybody wants it, but it ain't free. But
Nothing is, man. Nothing good is. Shit.
no.
Um,
But
so
yeah,
what is
that cross itself, that one's going to be special. If you guys like Canerodo's work, and I know many of you do,
absolutely?
he has some killer stuff, and so I think that combination, those are two of my favorites I smoke on a consistent basis. So combining the two it was a easy decision, and the people that have grown it so far, we've seen some good results, and yeah, really nice stuff coming out of those lines.
All right, and then we got another. The next one is the SBZ, so another Canerado collab, and I think these
Yeah.
were these reds.
Yeah, those are the regular version. When I noticed on our little menu we didn't put F or regular next, so I'm sure on your website it reflects the differences.
Yeah, I have regs. They're 12 plus regs. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, so the SBZ. So he and I, when I first passed in the cut, our original, we wanted to make regs, we wanted to make fems, because hit both sides of the thing. I grew them all out last year. They had really nice profiles. Everything I saw was promising. I have very stable plant. I saw no intersex issues at all. Um, which is always a plus. I mean, we're always looking for that. I don't want to put something out there that's going to give people problems, because that just means I'm going to be coming out of my pocket to replace those things. So if we can avoid that altogether, obviously that's the main thing. So, yeah, we saw good stuff coming from it. I knew that line was going to be nice, and I haven't ran any hash with it, so I have no feedback for any of you guys on that. Is it a washer? Can it wash? I'm virgin when it comes to solventless stuff. I'm not a hash guy as far as running it, and I honestly have been smoking more flower in the last few years. I've pretty much given up smoking hash just because it fucks me up so much.
I love my flower, man. I
Yeah.
love my flower. I just do. I like raw, like I like smoking hash, but it's just not the same. I don't know. It's not the same.
Well, I
Something
got I got little kids at home, so I mean, I'm a guy. I'm able to sneak downstairs, take some bong hits real quick, run back upstairs, and continue being a dad. So
right.
so it's for me anyway. If I'm smoking hash, I'm laid the fuck out, and I'm not gonna be very productive as a husband, father, or anything, breeder, anything for that matter.
Heard that.
Yeah.
All right. So before I bring 808 up, let's talk. I think there's two strains left. Let's go over those. The Sugar Babies BX1. Talk about that.
Yeah. So obviously, you guys are hearing sugar babies a lot. If I didn't believe in the strain, you wouldn't be seen as much as there are. I feel like we found gold with that plant. It has everything I wanted in it. Um, and like I said, it's one of those strains I can smoke on it, and I don't get tired of smoking it. There's a lot of great strains I've had that have, they're amazing. It lasts about a week or two, and I'm like, all right, I'm done, and moving on. So in that case, I found something really nice, and I feel like it's worth putting out there in multiple places. And the BX1 was the idea behind it. Obviously, was when I first released the Sugar Babies, it was in limited quantities, and it sold out so fast. It was one of those things. Once it was gone, it was gone. I didn't make any more. So the next thing was, okay, well, what do we do? We keep working with it. Let's back cross it. Make sure it's keep going with that, and then I'm gonna do it again this year. So it'll be BX2'd, and then on down the line till we get to straight IBL, I guess.
And then we have them. Okay, so just so you guys know, these are regs. The last couple of strains we've spoke about are regs. The Fems are ones we touched on earlier. And the Paradise Candy, I believe we already spoke about a little bit. So,
Yes.
and the last one was the.
Alimocho.
That's it right there. I had to pull it up. Yep.
Yes, sir. So spritzer times the SPZ. So again, yeah, it's kind of like the opposite. We start with the spritzer and add a little sugar babies into there. But the SPZ, like I said, everything looked great. It's one of those things. Like I feel like everything is gonna there's so many people now that have you're hitting all those things, like those boxes are like, oh, it's checking all the boxes. Well, frost, color, bag appeal, that's easy. That's easily done with today's genetics. What's the next step? What is it? The next thing is does it has all that, but how's it smoking, and how's the end result? Like, is it make you want to
Effects,
smoke more of it? So
effects, terps. Like you said,
yes.
like you with that butt. Like that's how That's what it's all about right there. Just I don't know, man. I'm fucking just I'm that dude. Like I just like to just you know look at these beautiful nugs, man. And then come on, man. There's nothing like it. I don't know,
Yep.
connoisseur.
Yeah.
Um,
So what makes up this strain Don Cherry? I couldn't tell you. I'm not familiar with that one.
okay, I don't know either. What up,
That's not
Spanish
not my
Trey?
work.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either. Dabzilla, I think I sent you a message. Um, Yo, Darkstar, much love from Arizona. Right back at you, Trent. What else? I'm gonna bring 808 up here. Okay, here's a good one. They like to ask everybody, "What's in your grinder right now?"
What is well, nothing, because I'm taking a tolerance break.
Okay, okay,
Yeah. I
okay.
am I am 1 week sober now, and it's been tough.
Yeah,
Yeah. I haven't taken a tolerance break or stopped smoking weed, and it's been almost 25 years since well, that's not true. I got in a little bit of trouble, and served a little bit of time, and so when I was doing that, obviously
same,
wasn't
same,
wa- wasn't smoking weed in prison. I was trying to be a good boy.
bro. I've been there. Trust me. That's the only time I smoked, and it was so hard to stop. And it was when I got out, just because. Yeah, another story for another day. But
Yes,
um,
yes. We'll keep it positive. But yeah, the
yeah,
so taking a tolerance break right now. But up until a week ago, I was smoking my sugar babies, the Blue Lobster. The blue lobster is another one you guys need to look out for. That's
I hear about the blue lobster. I have people ask me about it all the time. That's Chris, right? That's Compound's new
yeah, from Cypher, not
site.
Compound. Remember they switched or he
Yeah,
got well, I don't know what you call it, fucked over, bought out, whatever happened
right,
happened. He's no
right.
longer with Compound, so now he's Cypher. So Cypher, they did that. I think it was the eye candy or was it something else that the blue lobster was found in? But one way or another, he did a cross, and then the guys here in Maine Trees, who was also Bees Trees, those guys did a big hunt and they found this plant and they called it the blue lobster. Which, if you're from Maine or anywhere in the world, doesn't matter. If you see a blue lobster, it's very, very rare. So
Yeah,
that's where they kind of dubbed it that. But it's smoking. It's great stuff. I love that weed, and
I hear
so that
nothing but
one's
good things.
special.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I've been hearing.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Uh,
What's up, man?
so you got okay. So 808 Jake, Dungeons Vault right here. I don't know if you guys have ever you know
We've
met.
never crossed paths, man. I don't know
Okay,
how.
there you
Yeah,
go.
I think
You
I
don't leave
grew
the island, do you?
Candyland you bred back in the day.
You what now?
I think I grew the Candyland when you were still breeding for Ken, possibly.
Yeah, yeah. The Candyland was a good one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
should have cloned it. I blew it.
Yeah, it's you know who you guys remember Jimbo the King? He's the one responsible for noun laters. That's got the Candyland in it with to blue power. So it just goes to show that some of the stuff I've put out over the years has definitely went on to make even better names than I mean Candyland
Oh,
was
okay.
big.
So yeah, Sin City's actually, he's actually a friend of mine as well. So he did the Blue Power, obviously, right?
Yes.
And
Power
Yes.
is there. Everything I bred with blue power was good.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he's a trip, man. He's a good dude. He's a really good dude. Um,
Look, I got proof in the pudding right here, Dark. We got the start of the cleanup of the thing you put together with Max, the watermelon
okay.
roller.
Yeah, this
So
is
he,
what happens out here. I'll have people, I'll have you guys jump on. Next thing I know,
but look at
what happened to work. It's
I did
wild.
my best. And so this is the grape melon burst. So I guess he already has this dropped and tested. So we recreated it, grape moon pop, strawberry, no, watermelon Rolex. I'm sorry. So yeah, 12 ounces of seed dark, one pot.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
How's that? But yeah, so I'd love to do a collab with you at some point. I don't know what you're working on or anything like that, but I'll say this. The homie um, sent me back a cut of something we bred. It's called Rainbow Ropes. And the best way I could describe it is it's like opening like a Fruity Pebble box of cereal, but like it's got a little bit of the milk, like kind of a little bit of that milk at the bottom. And so it really reminds me of Purple Urkel and GDP when it first started making moves, like and making noise back when it was real popular in the early 2000s. I don't know. I feel like something of ours that has that kind of a vibe with something of yours would be epic, but we got piles of cool stuff. We got guava terps, lemon terps, gas terps. It's whatever, I would say community vote. What do you guys want to see between Dungeon Vault and 808? Because we're all about making it happen.
I'd be down with that. Yeah. So we got currently. So aside from the Canerorado collab, me and Capulator have a little something going on too. Those I'm growing him out right now. I'm not sure what he's got going on. I know he's busy, but he should have popped some by now. I'd imagine he did. But we did the sugar babies to his miracle. So
Yeah,
Gerard.
Adam, I know you mentioned that when we first started to talk, so I'm excited to see what comes of that when that comes.
yeah. So probably by end of summer. I mean, I'll at least have some good feedback by end of summer and see what we have going on. But that should be a good one. But obviously, he's made his mark on this world with the Mac. So hopefully we get something good out of this stuff that makes people just as happy.
Yeah, absolutely. So we did. Okay, you brought up washing numbers, and I'm just curious on what we have on the site right now. Do you have an idea of what washes the best?
Well, considering the spritzer dumps, so
Okay,
that
okay,
Cali Mochos, you should get some great stuff out of that. I imagined. I think as more and more people try the gear out, and obviously the guys that are running the stuff behind the closed doors, I haven't talked to everybody yet, so I don't really know what everyone is doing. I feel like I'm so shadow banned too. I feel like some people don't. I still get messages all the time like I didn't even know you're on here. Like you literally have to type in every last letter of my name to find me on Instagram right now. So
Yeah.
if you do that and you do find the page, definitely hit me up. I'd love to hear what's going on, what you guys are running, and then yeah, to get the feedback on the numbers. That's something I need to really. The guys I told you about earlier that are working with my strains, they've got a little hash lab that they've set up. So we'll eventually start doing a little bit more research on what we got going on as far as my clone onlys, like my Road Rage and the Swamp Thing, and some of these other ones that we're still holding on to from the previous work, and putting them forward in the new stuff. And as far as the SBZ line, that whole we've only got a few that are released on your site right now because I don't just do a big old dump of genetics, you know. 'Cause there's I truly do not believe that some of these guys that are dropping 30, 40 strains at a time, there's no fucking way they've tested them all out. I don't believe it. And if they have, great, but there's a lot of guys that aren't. There's no way.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just trying to think. So that's going to be the strain, you guys. I mean, these are questions that I know people usually ask about washing numbers and stuff like that. What do you have coming up in the works? Like, what can we look forward to?
Yeah, so there's more stuff. Like I said, we're testing more stuff out. So there's a whole. I've got like there's probably 10. There's 10 more at least reg crosses from that SBZ line that we just haven't dropped yet that are still waiting to get tested. And we're as we do it, really they'll pop up a few here and a few there. And I'm getting more and more feedback daily. And so as we do that, and I hear from everybody, they'll drop accordingly. So we're gonna go through those first, and then obviously like I said, as I'm growing this summer, I've got the Miracle Baby going. I've got the Black Sugar going outside. So those are both, you know, going to be new stuff, and we'll see what I find from that. Whether I pull a male or use it as a female, we'll see. But probably working. I'm just really just going through my own stuff and really working on what I've got and trying to get the genetics I've already made out there because I've got a whole box of stuff from the Purple Gelato line from back in 2018 that I never even dropped. I had so many people, testers, and tons of people running stuff for me, and then I wouldn't get straight answers from people. They wouldn't send me pictures. They just grew like, sorry, shit. And
That's
they, you know, there's a lot of guys that are like, oh, I'll test for you, I'll do this or that, and they send me pictures. Like, I can't even fucking use your picture if I wanted to, and you couldn't pay me enough to post that picture. So,
yeah, it's wild, dude. Like
that's
it
part of
is.
the problem. I'm not going to put myself out there and put a bad picture on people. Say, I don't want to buy that. Look at that shit.
No, and you have like you
I
you
like
know
to
it's
just
like
set them
I need
outside for
testers,
small plants just to know what the terps are.
and you have
Yeah.
And then if
100
they're worth exploring further, then you give them all the bells and whistles, and you run it back indoors.
Yo, listen, real quick. If my power happens to go out, just know that I'll be sitting here in the dark because we have a crazy storm going on. We lose power a lot,
Oh,
so I'm
shit.
just letting everybody know. If the power goes off, I'm still here. We'll try to fit. You know, we'll be good. Hopefully, we're good. But okay. So listen, you can always go just to follow his page. There's 100 people in here. I see. Let's see. We got a couple people on X. I see most of you guys on YouTube. Nobody on Facebook, which is like par for the course, and one of you on Twitch. So the 103 you guys in here right now. Listen, if you go to the post that I put up, I always tag the breeder on there. All you guys have to do is go to that post and give him a follow. Make sure you guys follow his page on Instagram. And you can get this picture. Listen, this stuff's on the site. This is why we're talking about it, Tim. This is on the site. So the last one we talked about is Cross to the Sugar Babies, the Spritzer to the Sugar Babies, Calimocho.
Calimocho, yeah. Mocho, I guess. Calimocho.
Calimocho. So that's on the site.
Yeah.
That's the Canerorado. Oh, that's got the SBZ in it, which is the Canerorado collab. So that's on the site. All the stuff's on the site, just so you guys are aware. So you guys can go check out the Dungeons Vault section on the site. That stuff's live. And that's where
is the Spritzer like a dumper? It is, right? I've tried hash of it.
The Spritzer's nice. And the best part about it is it's what is it? Runts, Grape Pie Mac, or I think it's Runts, Grape Pie Mac, or Grape Pie Runts Mac. I don't know what the makeup. It's those three, but I don't know which order. But it wasn't grape pie smelling, and it wasn't Mac, and it wasn't necessarily. It kind of has that runcy thing going on, but not quite. It's definitely not straight candy. Like to me, if I broke up the bud right now, it literally smells like BO and cat piss. If that, and I know you guys are like that makes no sense, but I swear to God, like if you literally break up a bud for a joint and smelt your fingers. It always smells like you were wiping some dirty hippie girl's armpit.
Wait, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Which
The
strain?
spritzer.
The spritzer. I like that. I like that. I like hippie girls.
Me too, but not when I smell like shit.
Oh shit! I think I got a hippie girl in here right now. Laura, you still in here? What's up?
The
No
OG,
offense.
No, I'm just,
no strain haze has like a cat piss type haze smell to it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like there's something to it that it literally like when you're scooping cat litter, like actual cat litter, and you smell like an actual urine from a cat, and then like BO mixed. It's like what the fuck, but it's almost appealing because I don't like step in dog shit. But if you gave me bud that stinks like fucking shit or barf, I
because
like it. I don't know why.
yeah, exactly. I like that fucking nasty, bro. I want the nasty. Like, listen, I'm all about. I'm on the East Coast. I know you are now too. We
Yeah.
love our gas, first of all, like
Yeah.
gas, and funk. You know, some
Yeah.
like funky, nasty, like yeah, because you know it's gonna get you fucking bait, basically.
Oh yeah, if you smell the funk, you already know you're gonna get faded.
I think
Yep.
it just tastes good, like the meat breath, for instance. That's a fucking just a raunchy, but it tastes
Exactly.
fucking
Yeah.
good, right?
Or how
You got
dark
there.
espresso beans these are.
Oh, that'll dump.
Oh yeah.
Melon Rolex. The straw guava, Harry Palm straw guava is terps. I don't know if you ever smelled that thing, but that cut is pretty rad.
I haven't had that one from him. No.
The straw guava cut is good. Everybody talks about the black maple. The black maple is really good, but it's kind of like sherb plus something else. What I forget what's in there. I think it's the Dolce. But
Yeah, the black maple was I have that one in my garden right now too. It's
black maple
good.
matters.
It's funny because when I first got it, when it's fresh, it's decent. But as it aged, the longer it sat in my jar and wasn't smoked, the more I liked it. And then when I start,
It gets better as it cures,
yes,
and it's one of those terps that just like it ages real well, and the thing throws down chunky buds to where I don't want to say it's better than original Sunset Sherbet, but it's one of those things where you're like, oh, this might actually be better than Sherb, where most Sherb crosses are like not as good.
wait, you're talking about black maple or Sherbanger? Or wait,
They're
what?
both
Now I'm
good.
getting confused because the
Okay, I'm
fucking
sorry. So I think Sherbanger is not like Sunset Sherbet. It's more of like a gassy Sherb.
Okay, so what? Yeah, there was something because the black maple I run, I don't know if I would necessarily say it's Sherb like.
It has a Sherb up front. It's Sherby, but different, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. But chunks on it are crazy.
yeah. It
Let's
stinks.
go.
It's a good one.
No, I'm just saying it's got a raunchiness to it and a foulness to it, but a sweet Sherby thing too.
Yeah. Okay.
It's less Sherby than like a RS11 for sure, or like a lot of other Sherb crosses.
Yeah.
All right, hey, listen, we got only 8 minutes left. I told you this hour will fly. The hour
Yeah,
flies.
I'll back out. Nice to meet you. Dart can
Cheers,
link
buddy.
you up with me, and yeah, I'm down to figure something out.
Yeah, we'll talk soon, buddy, for sure.
Yep, cool. Glad to have you be able to jump in, man.
Yeah, guys have a blessed day.
All right, you as
Later,
well,
guys.
brother. I appreciate it, man. All right, so like I said, guys, we have about 7 minutes, 8 minutes left. I know Marcus is going to be in here next. He's usually pretty much on time. So, you guys have any questions left? They want to know where the spritzer is, but I think they're asking by itself. But that's Canerorado, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could. I mean, the cut's out there. If you know where to get it, you can get it. I mean, I've got it available. I don't think he'd be upset at me if I, whatever. I think it's once you release the cut like that and it's kind of gotten itself out there, you can kind of you can get it wherever you want to get it. So if anybody's really after it, send me a message. But I'd rather you buy the seeds.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's my whole point. So the seeds are on the site, crossed with the sugar babies.
Yeah.
Go grab them up. Go grab them up. Go grab them up. And I'll have to talk to you about the clone. The clone thing. I think I mentioned it. The clone site is pretty much ready. It's just so hard to get everybody's menus together and get them on there. But I do have a clone site pretty much ready to be launched. So maybe we'll have to put some clones on there. Make
Nice.
it, it would be a drop shipping thing type. Breeders would ship it out. So
Yeah. I did see something come across the screen earlier. Someone asked, "What is Sugar Babies?" So Sugar Babies is the Gelato 33 times Sugar Daddy.
Oh, did I not leave that up? I did see that question. Okay. And what is a sugar daddy then?
No, wait. Actually, hold on a sec. Now I'm fucking. What the fuck is going on here? Now I'm so confused. Sugar daddy. Yeah. No, this is embarrassing. Runts. It's runts times sugar daddy, not
Okay.
gelato. Runts times sugar daddy, and the sugar daddy was the um. God damn it! I hate them. This is still fucking
You need to
embarrassing.
smoke, bro. This is what happens when you don't smoke. That's it.
Mental fog, guys. Don't this. And I feel like I'm. I feel like if I had a. Yeah, this is crazy. What the fuck is going on? I'm pre dementia. Okay. Oh my
Pre-dimensional.
god. What the fuck is that? That is actually that's sad that I can't think. Like I don't know why I'm having such a hard time right now, guys. I apologize. I'm dropping the ball on you guys right now. I'm embarrassed. Oh wow.
Yeah, they saying you got to puff. You got to puff, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what my problem is, guys. But god damn it. Oh,
it's,
hot rod. It's hot rod times fucking or it's fuck. God damn it. I don't, guys. I know the answer. I know my strains. Okay. All right. This is embarrassing. I
let's
know my
go.
strains.
Oh, you're good.
It's public
Shit,
info. You know what?
it's
Fuck
out
that.
there.
I got an old card stock over here. I'm fucking pulling it
They
out.
said smoke immediately.
Where did you go, you son of a bitch? I know I got it in there somewhere.
See, this is why I like it this way, though, man. Like we said at the beginning, I'm never gonna sit here and we're gonna like. I'm telling you guys, ask him. We have not even seen each other face to face really before I start this, and I love to do it like that because that's how it should be. We're just chilling, like we're hanging out. Podcasts are cool. I know they, all these questions. You're going to be asking all that. No, that's not the way I like to do it, man. Organic. We just chilling.
Yeah, well, I promise you guys I know my genetics. I'm having a hard time right now thinking of what the fuck it is. But the sugar daddy was special, and that was one that was not there wasn't a lot of it. So that one hit to the runts, made the sugar babies, and it was special. It just like I said, things worked out and it was great. So if anyone's curious, send me a message. Or I'm just gonna post it on my Instagram because I feel like such a dumbass right now. So I'm just gonna post the lineage.
Not at all. Not with these two. We all smoke. It's all good. You made a lot of strains. So shit. And I like the runs, man. I like the runs. I think the runs is pretty fucking. I don't
the
know.
the everyone has spoken. I mean, it's sold so well in clubs and everywhere else. People love it, and I'm one of those people. Like I said, I'm a connoisseur. So when I see something that tastes really good, it smells really
Yeah,
good, I like it. It's stuck around for me. Like I didn't care hype or no hype. It's good weed.
I didn't even know what it was when I smoked it, and I was like, "Yo, this is like gas." Like, and they're like, "It's runs." I'm like, "This is run." Like, I would have never guessed that was what was runs. But
Yeah.
I like it. It's fire. People be talking shit, but if you be talking shit on the runs, dude, you just haven't had the real runs. That's how I
That's
feel
what I was gonna
about that.
say. There was a lot of fake runts being passed out for a long time, so people would grow it and be like that shit ain't good. And I'm like, well, we've all been there. We've all had the wrong cut given to us at one time or another. So if you
That's what
form
it
your
feels.
opinion off of that, then that sucks because you gotta get it from directly from the source.
Exactly. All right, so I will definitely be checking out DVG. I just bought 3 packs. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate the support, guys.
Dungeons Vault is the original now and later's cut. Oh, is the original now and later's cut still available?
That I'm sure if there's people out there that have it, I'm sure. But as I've noticed, we are losing genetics left and right. I know there's a lot of people doing tissue culture and guys that have you know, nurseries where they're holding on to a lot of stuff. But other than someone like Fletcher from Archive, I don't know too many people that are holding on to a library of strains. It's hard. It's hard to hold on to that many strains and keep them all healthy. And I mean, what kind of fucking facility are you going to have that's got thousands of moms in there? The only way to do it feasibly would be to have a tissue culture lab and have them all on standby.
Yeah,
So there's been so many cuts passed from the early 2000s till now. It's like there's no way you could hold on to them on. And these guys, these breeders and everyone else, I mean, if we keep dropping 20, 30 strains a year per each breeder, then I mean, we're gonna end up with we'll have millions of strains to go through. How the fuck we ever gonna? There's no
yeah.
just it doesn't make sense.
Candy gas. Yeah, that's why I like the runs. Like I said, it's like a candy gas, but it's gassy. It's got a nice taste to it. Fucking really good taste. Okay, so like I said, guys, if you go to my Instagram page, I have the post up, and I collaborated with my own pages. So find one of my pages. There might be two that I wasn't able to collaborate with because Instagram just won't let me do it. Like I couldn't collaborate with him for some reason. It didn't give me the option. But if you go to my pages, Darkstar Seed Bank Official. Wait, Darkstar. I can't even remember my pages, man. That's how often I swear, bro. I lose them so like it's just crazy. But Darkstar Seed Bank Official. Go there. You'll see the post for tonight, and you can follow his Instagram through that page. Man. All right, last minute questions, you guys. I see Marcus in here. I'm gonna let Dungeons Vault go, but I just want to see if there's any follow-up, any more questions. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. So, shit, I gotta have you come back again. The hours they really do fly by.
That was quick, man.
Right? A fast hour. Yeah.
Well, I owe it to these guys to come back with a solid answer on what my fucking genetics are. They need to be able to ask me these questions. So,
all right, I'm holding you to it, bro. I'm holding you to
that. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much.
Brother. Much love, man. Have a good night. I'll talk to you.
Well.
I'll give you a call tomorrow sometime.
Thank you. Later, guys.
You got it. All right, brother. All right, let's get Marcus up here. We got the man, the myth, the motherfucking legend.
What's
in
good?
the house?
What's good?
What up? How you doing?
I'm well.
Oh,
Hot
shit.
down here in Oklahoma.
Wait, it's sort of hard for me. I don't know if it's just it's sort of hard for me to hear you a little bit.
Is that better?
A little bit, yeah. Do you have headphones or no?
No.
All right. We'll deal with it. Can you guys hear him all right? I could hear him. It's just a little bit harder to hear than just let me know. As long as you guys can hear him good, we're going to be good. Wait, what up, Marcus? My Bucks County brother. Yeah. We got something special for you guys tonight as well. So just letting you guys know, we're about to talk about what we had started to talk about. I think it was like 3 weeks ago, maybe. I'm not even sure exactly how long ago it was. But let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, there she is, my little hippie girl. I was totally fucking with it. I was kidding. What up? Let's go. She was here last weekend. That's my old. See, y'all, I'm just saying, man. Shout out to Lori. Love you. We had a good time. She came up from Florida to see me last weekend. And, yeah.
Nice.
It was nice. Let's go. What up, Oski? What up? Oh, shit. We got Philly in the house? Oh, let's go. I'm in Philly.
215.
Do we know each other, Uncle Paulie? Did I know that? I'm in Philly, too. Well, I'm actually right outside of Philly now. I just moved out of the city. So
Bucks County resident.
All right, he's in a tunnel. Yeah. Let's go. All right. Hey, would you mind if I just walk away for like a second or two because I want to close that. It's fucking poor. It's just starting to pour now. And just let him know who you are. For anybody that doesn't know who he is, I'm gonna let him introduce himself. As I like to let everybody do, whether you guys know him or not. I feel like it's a good way to start the hour out always. So I'm gonna be back in like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, maybe-ish. We might, brother, South Philly here. Go Birds! Yo.
Hey, y'all. My name's Marcus Aurelius 70 on Instagram, and I just dropped some 90s Super Skunk F2s, low lot number pack, and just for clean chain of command and provenance sake, I videoed opening the sealed pack, and I made F2 selections, and I'm excited to get them out to everybody. Been busy down here in Oklahoma. Otherwise, running an outdoor crop here and a bunch of different seed increases. I'm making F4 selections of NL2 by NL5, 04 Bog Sour Bubble times Headband, 04 Sour Bubble times Sage, the Mojave cut. And I'm doing a restock of the Sourdove 2.0, which is Sour Diesel cut for Mr. Bob Hemphill times 04 Bog Sour Bubble. And Violet Beauregard restock F2 gen, and that is 90 Soma
Sorry about that.
Lavender, Vapor Bug Sour Bubble, and a bunch of other stuff we'll get into. And
Yeah, this is really hard to hear you. Can you guys hear him? It's hard for me to hear you for some reason. I'm not sure why. That's
my
cool.
phone's on a normal setting.
That sounds better right there.
There we go.
That sounds much better. I can hear you now. All right, perfect.
Well, hopefully everybody heard that spiel.
Say it again. Say it again. Oh, you guys could all hear him fine? I can hear him way better now. So, all right, cool. So what did we just talk about? You just introduce yourself, let them know who you are, all that?
The Skunk Chatter, that 90 stock F2s I just dropped. Almost done. I think I'm down to the last 16. I did run out of the seed vials, but thankfully Amazon was quick, and I'll get all the rest of the orders out tomorrow, I'm happy to say.
Let's go.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
So, hey, Super Skunk F2. That's what we're talking about now, guys. They are on the site. So I put them on the site. I know we're not going to actually drop them. This is just for you guys that are in here right now. The official drop through me. Obviously, he dropped them already. I know a bunch of you guys probably got them. But for you guys that are in here tonight, 100 people, you guys can go to the site and actually, there's only 10 packs on there. How many packs? I think we're good. I think we already talked about that. But I put 10 packs on there for tonight.
Okay.
Again, you guys are totally welcome to use that code. That's on me. That has nothing to do with that's on me. That code's on me. So it'll save you guys that are in here a little bit of money. If you guys want to jump on them, I can show you. I actually had it pulled up on the site, I think. Let me see if I can get back to it real quick. So I'll show you guys where to go, and you guys can go grab them up. I would definitely advise you. Listen, I'm just going to say this. You guys, everybody wants Skunk. This is going to be something that you're not going to get anywhere else. The pack that he posted. And if you want to let them know where the pack was from, let's talk about that a little bit. Because I really want you guys to understand this is something that when you guys see Skunk through most of these other, I'm not saying all because I'm not calling anybody out, but I'm just going to say most of the time you guys are going to see Skunk on a pack. It's bullshit. It just is. I'm just being honest. I'm just keeping it real. People do that to sell packs. It is what it is. Cool, like to each their own. It's all good. But the reality is these seeds came from, let them know.
Some random person, and God bless him if you're watching, somebody I had some communication with before brought it to my attention that he had this pack that was still sealed, and did I want it and to do an increase? And I took it, a little apprehensive about it, and I put a lot of thought into it. I was thinking maybe not risk trying to pop them and to get embryo rescue, you know what I mean? So I mulled it over, and then one night, just on a whim, I looked at the moon chart for the most fertile time to plant seedlings, and I have rain collection barrels, so I just got rainwater, and I popped them, and overnight they had tails, which was insane. And I ended up getting out of those, not all of them made it. I ended up getting 5 males and 3 females. And then from those, I narrowed down my selection. I didn't want to buy, I would normally not use 2 males for making F2 selections, but because I had limited genetic material as far as males go, that I thought it would be better to not bottleneck them and have a little more diversity in the selection. And the female I selected, currently running outside. I have a clone, and she's in a 50-gallon smart pod if anyone wants to follow along. It's Marcus Aurelius 70 on IG. And yeah, that's where we're at with it.
Okay, and let them know who was the breeder on the pack and when was it from?
It's significant because of the lower lot number, and if you look on the back, the lot number was 1842. There's a common misconception that pre-98 was the best year for Sensi Seed Bank, and partially it's correct because around that time is when the Dutch police cracked down on all the seed banks, and a lot of banks bought mother stock. But people don't realize that Sensi was a huge, huge conglomerate, that after 98, they still had ample stock from that vintage in freezers. So some of the good stock made it into the early 2000s. And then the notable decrease in quality was when they outsourced the boxes. And I think they outsourced them to China or Japan. And then after that, everything really went downhill there. I think the only thing now that you can buy on the menu that's the same, that hasn't changed, is the Maple Leaf Indica.
And I'm going to put the pack up. I'm trying to get to the pack on the screen. Hold on. I'll show you guys. Let me see if I can get to it real quick so you guys could actually see the pack that it came from, because he does have it posted. I just have to find the right post here. Hold on one sec. Where's that? I can't remember which one was on. It's not on the one with the skunk. Is it the one next to it? No.
Should be right up on there. It's in the the video edit I sent you in the middle of it.
In the new drop alert one? Okay. Hold on.
It's in there.
All right. So let me throw this up on the screen for you guys real quick, and you guys can take a look. I'll get to the rest of the questions. We'll get to them. Just bought 2. Let's go. I'm doing the same for my buddy that passed away. Okay, so here you go. I'm going to put it up on the screen so you guys can actually see it. Image, screen share, Instagram. Bam. All right, so you guys should be able to see that now. So there it is. This is what we're talking about. That's the pack. And that's why I say, this is going to be something that obviously no one else is really doing. No one else had this pack. Marcus F2, so it's a Scooper Skunk F2, and I'm pretty sure
we should get into a little about expectations as far as terpene profile, because there's a misconception that in those genetics is where you're going to find like a true roadkill skunk. But that's not what it was ever about. It's more about a very pungent, acrid Afghani with notes of skunk, but there's also, on the very back end of it, a lot of phenos have a faint grapefruit, and that's how Super Skunk always was, going back to when they first released it. So overall, there's other phenos to be found that have the double serrated leaves from the Skunk 1 influence, like cheese. Some cheesy phenos to be found in there. Hey, James, any plans about future outcrosses? Yeah, I was actually thinking, since I'm making my selections from NL2 by NL5, that would be a heater to take to my Super Skunk number 3 clone, which is definitely an Afghani leaner. It only throws 3 blades. That's a very squat plant, so I thought that would be like indica overload to hit the Super Skunk with the 2x5.
And they're on the site. So you guys can actually go to the site and pick them up right now. I'm just trying to pull it up too, if I can do this.
What's good with you, man? It's been a minute.
And there you go. So they're up on the site. Super Skunk F2. You guys saw where they came from. And this guy right here been doing this a long time too. So, some fucking fire. I don't know how else to say. He's one of those breeders. If you guys don't know who he is, my screen's reversed. You guys got to give him you guys should look on his page, see all this other crazy genetics he works with. People he's gotten genetics from. And I just have to give, respect where it's deserved. And I feel like you guys need to go jump on some of these strains, especially that one. So, the Exodus cheese I heard has the double serrations.
Yep, it's a Skunk 1 trait. That's a recessive Skunk 1 trait. You'll find double serrations among the population of those F2s for sure.
Cheers to you. Let's go. I'm blown away you were gifted that pack. I'm blown away you were gifted that pack. Even more impressive you brought it back. Absolutely. That's how I feel about it as well, man. I feel like, we're in 2025. There's so much that's been lost. To have a pack of seeds from them, first of all, is something. For it to be viable is totally something else. And then to be able to work it and make up, do a seed increase with it to be able to let the people get something that's not been around, that what's in those packs, where those packs are from. Yeah, I think it's special. I really do.
It was important for me to be very transparent from germination through finish through seeded plants, but unfortunately, my main account got nuked that had the early content and had my test run and all that. So yeah, that happened.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about this. We talk about this all the time. That's why I'm on here. Fuck Instagram. I mean, I'm sure we're all in agreement on it at this point. Instagram just doesn't like us, man. It doesn't like the plant. I don't know what they have against it when literally I have people that try to follow me, bro, and there'll be guns and like legit drugs and like all kinds of shit on their page, but they're cool. We
You can post bestiality, underage girls, but
bro,
don't post flower.
yeah, don't post flower. It's wild. Like it really is wild. All right, so what up? Shout out to Chosen One. Shout out to who else was in here that I just saw come in? Hidden Potential. Shout out to Hidden Potential. Everybody else as well. I just saw them come in, but Tim, everybody that's in here. Shout out to all you guys. 100 people in here right now, so obviously there's too many people to give a shout out to, but Chosen One as well. He's a really good. All these guys are breeders right here, and they do really good jobs as well. Chosen One's definitely a really good dude.
That sounds like a heater on paper. ML5 times Neville's. Yeah.
IG been bunked lately. Yeah, man, we're on X right now. We're on X. You can watch this on X as well. I've been trying to stay away from Instagram. So yeah, X has been friendly. I agree. X is just a little bit harder.
Yeah, I was going to say the problem is the new platforms aren't all user friendly. So at my age, time is important. Like some of them are challenging for me. I'm not exactly the most technically proficient, but I can get around a little bit. I'm on X.
Yeah, I just have a problem. It's I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't know how to like get my post out there without paying for them. I'm not going to pay for them. It just doesn't make sense. So I don't know. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Make sure you guys follow the X. Follow it, Darkstar, SB. It's in my link in my bios. I can tell you guys that. Follow the X. I know there's some people watching on there right now. There's a couple of people watching on X right now. Shout out to you guys. All right, what did I just seen a question? Oh, the Violet Beauregard.
The seeds are on the plant right now, and the plant that is seeded will be harvested a week from now, give or take, and then you figure 2 weeks for the plant to dry, then 3 weeks to a month dry back. So that's about a rough time. 2 months max. I don't like to fast track that because I get the best germination rates after I do seed stratification, which means after they're dry, and I dry them with a desiccant. I put them in the crisper bin in my refrigerator at the lowest humidity setting for 2 weeks, and I've done A/B side by sides, and I always get the best germination rate after 2 weeks in the fridge. It takes longer, and I want to get everything out to everybody, but I want them to pop when I get them to you. So
let's go. Hey, Lori, what's up? Where you at, girl? What's up? Yeah.
That's a great question. Black Strawberry Preserve, which is the Jodrey cut of Black Lime Reserve times Bog Sour Strawberry Kush. That one's been the best seller from the rip. And then behind that one, the Lavenberry, which is 90s Soma's Lavender times Sour Strawberry Kush. But lemon
What,
juice is gaining steam for popularity. People are really loving that one. That's Super Lemon Haze, Seattle Dave cut times A5 Haze Thai. And that one's pretty fast for a sativa dominant plant. That's about a 75-day plant. And the bonus, a sativa dominant line that actually washes. I mean, she dumps hash. So yeah, that's another good one that people seem to like.
let's go. Quality. Yeah, quality 100%, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you've heard. Listen, a lot of time goes into this stuff. You see Dungeons Ball come on. He spoke about it a little bit. Yeah, like packs that are. I look at it like this, man. If your packs are over $50, and I feel like that's like the bottom, where it should be. Everything got to be tested, man. It's different if you're selling packs cheaper. Like it's all good. Like what you got. You're confident in your work. I totally get that. But I feel like there should be testing that goes into everything because you don't want to get something that's gonna cause issues in your garden. You just don't.
Yeah. So. I handpick every seed, man. It's tedious, but that's the way to get the best product to the end user, and it shows you care about them and you care, about your business. Pretty much a no-brainer.
Absolutely. All right, thanks. You got some fire. Yeah, listen, I have some of his strains on the site too, and I have some old stuff that I found. I almost like to, and this is not even me looking at the site. This is just literally me taking a look at some of the things that I found that I didn't even realize I had of his. Like we have the Dragon's Tongue. I have this. We have the Mr. Yuck. So I have the Dragon's Tongue and Mr. Yuck. Those are definitely on the site. And
Mr. Yuck is NDN guys, G13 hash plant times Gorilla Glue times Sour Bubble.
And I got some freebie packs too. So we have some freebie packs. Oh shit, I have a pack. Yeah, okay, listen. I might make one of your guys' days because I didn't even know I had this. But you'd have to go buy a pack of either Mr. Yuck or the Dragon's Tongue. And I don't know how I just found this, but we got a pack of the Violet Beauregard Bureau Guard free pack. Free pack.
That's some fire there.
I don't even know. I just happen to look, bro. So I'm just saying, if you guys happen to go buy one of
Somebody
these
was
packs,
just asking for that pack.
Yeah, I got one. It's a free pack.
I don't even have one.
Listen, if it's free, it's free. But you got to buy a pack to get it. So, just saying.
Yeah, I don't even have one of those yet. Yeah, there's been an uptick in lavender grows and lavender hybrids I'm seeing. It's just real unique, and it's got a lot of linalool in it, so that's like a great day ender. It's just a very anti-anxiety, like an herbal Valium almost quality to it, and it's got that mentholated floral lavender with like almost back notes of opium. Real complex.
I like the opium, like that that's a very unique smell, and it reminds me of something that we used to get back in the day. It just does. All right,
funny the way the smell of certain weed, like when you would walk into a Grateful Dead show at the Spectrum, and it was like period correct with what everybody was smoking, and the whole place just smelled so heady.
The best, man. There's nothing like it. Like that's what I always go back to. That's why, like, I was talking to Dungeon Vault before this about, how this conversation seems to come up with everybody at one time or another, but just today, today's weed, today's cannabis to compare to the what we had back in the day. And what we had back in the day, dude, was fucking just next level. It was that good. It was.
Yeah,
I'm not saying there's not, it's not.
Legalization hurt the gene pool in a lot of ways, I believe.
Huh?
I think that legalization hurt the gene pool as far as genetics deteriorating.
I agree 100%. I totally agree with that. Okay, what What do you think about Mo Meat, Meat Breath F2 to Super Skunk F2 if I find an accurate skunky pheno?
On paper, that sounds like a heater. Some of the phenos of the Super Skunk are like rancid cheese. There's a lot of cheese phenos, so that would be definitely a terpy mashup. I like it.
Okay, so he's asking. This is the no mids. This is the guy. He does. I can't say the guy. I'm gonna say my brother. That's been with me a long time. That does my artwork. So I think he's asking that question because he's trying to put a post together that we're about to put up. For the drop on Friday. So he wants to know what's the terps taste like on the new drop on the Super Skunk.
Like a good accurate Afghani. There's a little bit of lung expansion, and then notes of hospital antiseptic, notes of skunk, and then like a creamy mouthfeel with a very hint, not fruity whatsoever, with a hint of grapefruit on the exhale. And then there's some very cheesy phenos to be found that are reminiscent of cheese, and those will be the double serrated plants.
I got you, Tim. Hold on. I'm in the screen. If there's not one on the site, I don't know why it's not on. Oh, it's not even on the site, is it? Damn, why is that not on the site?
Keep in mind that those are older stock.
Hey, Tim, I'm going to put a Violet Beer Guard up there. Just order that. And I'll know that you get the Mr. Yuck with it. I'm going to do it right now. All right, so, Tim, you can go to the Violet Beer Guard and just write Mr. Yuck in the notes. We'll do it reversed. I just put one up for you. You should be good. All right, what do we got? Michigan Market and Dispo sucks ass. I think most do. I don't think it's just Michigan. I mean, listen, there's some whatever. I don't think it's just Michigan. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Buy from a caregiver, man. Buy from a fucking grower. Like, don't go to the dispensary. That's all.
Pretty much.
I personally love those funky, meaty, cheesy plant phenos. The more, that's what we were talking about before too. The more funky, the better. I'm trying to get through to some of these questions. Trying to get to some of the questions.
All good.
Not you guys. You're OGs. I'm not sure. You're good. You ordered the Dragon's Tongue. All right, don't worry about it then. I'll have to go back. Shit. Wait, let me take it off then. If you already ordered one. Let me make
Dragon's Tongue is anyone's wondering, it's late 80s Sensi Seed Hindu Kush times Chem 91.
Yeah, let's let them know. I mean, and I still have some of these I still have, that's pretty much what I have. I thought I found something else, but those are what I do have. Those 2 packs, the Dragon's Tongue and the Mr. Yuck. I do still have those actually in stock. All right. What do we got? Legalization. COVID lockdown created an army of seed chuckers and new banks to feed the new gold rush. Yeah, but you know what? It's easier said than done. I'm gonna be honest, man. As many people as have tried to do it, that's how many people have failed at doing it too. You have to really have a passion for it. You have to put a lot of work into it. I seen seed banks, even seed banks that were around pre me doing this, and they're out of business. They're done because it's not as easy said as done. It's just not. You really have to have the passion for it. It can't be really you have to go into that with backing to know that if you do fail, you're still going to be good because it's a 24/7 job, man. Like I said, easier said than done. There's so many people that wanted to go into breeding, pollen chucking. Most of those people, 90% of those people have failed. You can't survive that way. You have people that have been doing it a long time, like him, like Marcus, the people that I bring on here, known, respected. Those are the people that still are able to survive that way because people know what they have. They know the passion that goes into it. It's really hard as a new breeder. And this is not like a jab at new breeders, but most of them are just not going to, you're not gonna thrive. You're just not in this point in time. You're just not. So, what's up, Chris? All right, the papaya cut from the kosher Cali definitely translates. The super skunk terps, good, not so funky, more grapefruity and cheesy. That's okay? Let's go. Okay.
Papaya's a good cut. I'm a fan. Excellent washer.
What do you consider your signature strain?
It's a good question, man. Well, being from Philly, the John, Wi-Fi number 3,
Let's go.
Bog 04 Sour Bubble BC2F2, and that plant reminds me of a hash plant. It's a very, very squat, stocky, resin-covered indica overload, pretty much. And
I gotta say, the John, just the John, just the name right away. Like, come on, that's like this guy, Uncle Paulie. I know he said he was from South Philly. You know what's up? The John. Come on, man. Just saying. You know, it had to be something special to call it that. Is my whole point of that. Had to be. All right, what are we at? Yeah, I agree. That's my point. Yeah, I mean, hey, it was good while it lasted. You're not wrong. Yeah, but you know, I think the people that are still doing it are the people that actually give a shit, that care, that have always, you know, loved the plant. So you're right. You're not wrong. Making seeds, sacrificing plant time, but yeah, it's a thing to make seeds when you're able to produce flour, rosin. You know, you have to be dedicated to make seeds. You just do. Let's go. Your toast. What up, Keith? Yep, the John.
The John.
Yeah, that's good though. I feel like people that are, you know, new people. I don't want to say new breeders, but you know, new breeders. I feel like that's a good way to do it though. When you're just trying to make stuff for yourself anyway, and not trying to make money off it. Really, maybe share the genetics, give them out.
Yeah, I was going to say that the best thing any new aspiring breeder can do to get their name out there is when they come onto something that's showing stable, consistent fire, give away as much as you can. You give away as many seeds as possible once you latch onto something good. That's about the best advice I can give anybody who's just getting into it.
100%, man. That's how. Listen, I will bring new breeders on, but I temper expectations. Like, listen, man, just because I put it on the site doesn't mean it's gonna sell. Like, you have to fucking put effort into this. You have to promote yourself. Like, you have got to put yourself out there, because just because you made something that might be the fucking best thing since sliced bread, if you don't get it out to people and let people grow it, this is a time. You know, this is a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road thing. This is not immediate gratification by any means, because, you know, from the selection to the fucking breeding to the seed, like, bro, everything takes time. So I try to like really temper, and then to get yourself out there and to be known or have, you know, be respected in some way or another. You know,
and then to be able to articulate what you made in a manner that people can understand and get into the subtle nuances of the terpene profile, to where, you know, you can make the words pop in a way that's appealing to people and they understand. You know, I mean, describing it's key too, and taking the time to make like an in-depth description of what the plant does, nutrient regimen from start to finish shows you care, and to know each of your individual strains and be able to articulate that to the potential end user. It's really important.
100%, man. And that's why like me personally, that's why I tell breeders to give me, especially new people that are going to come through, I say, give me seeds to give out, because, you know, then maybe 6 months down the road, you'll start to see people growing your gear out, and you get that feedback. And, you know,
That's the
is
most
very
gratifying
important.
thing.
Like, it's the most important thing that there is feedback from the people that are growing your gear. So, I mean, yeah, it's necessary. It just is.
Providing current media of your work.
Go to fish shows and give out your seeds. Let's go. Yo, hey, wait. You know it's a week from today, right? A week from yesterday.
Yeah, I don't even want to get into it.
Oh, no. I thought, okay. Never mind. We'll talk about it another time then. I mean, not now. All right. Do you have tickets by any chance?
No.
I mean, I need tickets. Shit. All right. Fuck. I thought you were coming next week.
Yeah.
All right. Any jam band shows, facts. Yeah. Yo, yeah, the 15th, next Wednesday. Yeah, Uncle Paul, you like fish? Anybody that's in Philly, next Tuesday and Wednesday night, I will not be. I'll let you guys know that right now just because we're talking about. I will not be here next Wednesday night. I will be at Fish at the Man next Tuesday and Wednesday night. So, yeah, no breeder night next Wednesday. I apologize ahead of time, guys, but I'm going to see fish in my backyard.
I'm not saying it's a no, man, but it's hard to find accommodations for 4 rescue dogs. I'm working on it. So it's not a hard no.
Okay. So you might be here. Okay.
I would rather be anywhere else. And also noteworthy is I'm going to be back living on PA soil probably spring at latest.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. So, yeah.
That's
back
exciting.
to the packs, really, man. I'm trying to get we trying to get some packs into your guys' hands, man. Go buy these packs up. Go buy these packs up, man. Super Skunk F2. Go buy them. Use the code. Like I said, that's on me. That's my gift to you guys. That code. So it's gonna save you guys a little bit of money. Go do it. And we're already 35 minutes into this, guys. So we only have them for about 25 more minutes. Any questions you guys have at all, whether it's about genetics, I don't care if it's about, growing mediums, lights, like, you guys are welcome to ask any questions. No question is a bad question. So feel free to ask away. And I would appreciate you guys asking some questions too. So, all right. So you're there? Oh, shit. Let's go. All right. Hit me up, bro. Yeah, hit me up. I'll be there for sure. No, I'm not talking about PIFCon. I mean, PIFCon is this weekend, and JJ actually asked me if I was going to it. And I might go. I might go to PIFCon. Chosen one, let me know. Let me know if you're going. Let me know. Yeah, let me know. Because I definitely might be going to PIFCon. What do we got? Big ups from Aussie? DB, all D. Shout out to you.
Shout out.
Big ups. Oh, DBG, yeah, Dungeons Vault. This is not Dungeon. Oh, shit, let's go. Carly in the motherfucking house. What up?
What's up,
Yo,
Carly?
what's up? Damn. I totally wanted Carly to be in here this week, but my bad. My fault. I won't be here next week, but the following. Maybe we get Carly's ass in here the following Wednesday. Not this coming Wednesday, but the following. We'll see. But what's up, Carly? Shout out. Okay, so what brought you to Oklahoma, and why are you leaving?
What brought me to Oklahoma? I had been growing outdoor in my tiny rural community in Upper Bucks County for probably since 1989. In 2005, I caught a charge from helicopters, and then in 2012, multiple properties, and I was on felony probation, and I saw that Oklahoma had no plant count and that it was $2,500 for a commercial license. So I ran with it while on probation. PA let me go there. I don't know how, and I was able to get a commercial license. That's pretty much it. Why am I leaving? It's isolated. It's dangerous. There isn't a large sense of community like in PA. I'm far from live music at times. And I miss PA, my home state. I have friends and family there and all the things.
I'm saying, dude, like, listen, Pennsylvania, Philly is fucking cool, man. It really is. Like, I just had somebody up here. I had, her, and bro, Philly's cool. Like, okay, first of all, we have music fucking literally like every night if you really want to go see music.
We're the best
We have
fans in the world.
the best bands, like, and we have, we got the Ardmore. I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into it, but Philly is fucking cool. Like, it just is. Whether you like the city or not. Now I live outside of the city. Where he's from is outside of the city. But we have that fucking option. First of all, to get on the Atlantic City Expressway and be at the beach in fucking 60 minutes.
You can be anywhere
wonderful.
in 2 hours.
It's fucking 60 miles. We could be in New York. Yeah, New York City is 88 miles. So Madison Square Garden, from where I'm at, 88 miles. Atlantic City Beach, New Jersey, 60 miles. You got the Poconos in the winter. I'm just saying, we got the birds. We got the motherfucking Super Bowl champion Eagles. And the best music comes through here, too. To be honest, it just does. Anyway, that was my Philly rant right there. So let's get back into it. Do you flush your plants, Marcus? It's not a trick question. I don't flush. I'm just seeing what the industry guys are doing.
I don't flush, but using common sense, if you know your plants well and what they're going to do, you let them fade out on their own naturally. And then, the last 2, maybe 3 weeks, sometimes I'll just give them straight water. So not like a flush with a big copious amount of water to them or anything like that. No, but backing off the newts when I think is the best time and letting the plant do its thing towards the final stage. Yeah, not really flushing.
Let's go. Let's go, Timmy. You the man. I appreciate the support. See, y'all should support like Timmy does.
Tim's the man.
Tim is the man. Let's go, Blaze Grower. And Carly, all good. You already know. Nothing but love. Nothing but love, man. And I will get your ass on here one of these times coming up. One of these weeks, for sure. She's a tissue coach. She kills it with the tissue culture. Bro, she makes this jewelry. And it's tissue culture jewelry, like earrings with fucking a little, tissue culture earrings, dude, and fucking like little pendants,
I've totally seen her work.
Bro, badass. I'm just saying, badass. So,
Agreed.
All right, I dug the trick about the CRISPR drawer. What other tricks you got for max germination or grow success that you could share?
I've done A and B side by sides with germinating in a warmer area, more humid, as opposed to a cooler, drier, and I get way better germ rate when I germinate them in a colder area, 100%, and more females. And I know it's bro science, but when you can do a side by side A B, and every time it favors.
So so you're saying colder, more females, or reverse? What did you just say?
Better germ rate and more females, as opposed to germinating at higher temperature.
I'm always so curious about, like, I always go back to like temperatures and germination and whether, and this would be a question for some smarter people than me, but we do have in nature, we find in nature that temperatures will dictate sex, right? So, and I point out sea turtles all the time. So with sea turtles, temperature dictates sex. So I'm always curious if anybody has ever done like a real scientific,
Well, I did not know that.
On German, yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's a cool little tidbit.
Yeah, no, it's fucking really cool, right? I mean, I live in Florida for a long time, so sea turtle sanctuary, Boca, like we had that. So that is that is like facts. Those are that's real science. I was always curious if anybody's ever done a test with germination and temperatures on like cannabis seeds to see if it really, I just don't know. Like I haven't heard anybody really do it. I'm curious though. Somebody probably knows. All right, so. Let's see, what do we got? Just left the city. I'm right over the bridge now. Let's go. EAGLES, Eagles! Anyone going to fish at Hampton? Yeah. I will most likely be down at Fish at Hampton for sure, but I'll be one thing at a time. We just went to Pittsburgh, so I just went up to Pittsburgh like a week ago, a week and a half ago, whatever it was. The Man is next on the list. Hampton's down the road because I think we're going to go up to SPAC too. So, but Hampton's definitely on there.
I'm
100%.
jealous.
I haven't been to Hampton since I've seen the Grateful Dead in Hampton. So,
The mothership.
the mothership, absolutely. All right, so you grow organic live soil with organic newts, right? So real flushing is not ideal in that system, in my opinion. Got to keep the soil healthy. Okay.
That's true. And like I said, I don't do any like large multi-gallon flush or anything like that. I just let the plant tell me what it needs. If I'm hitting it with anything at all, it's going to be with a tea. A couple times throughout the season, maybe 2 teas during veg. Good living soil doesn't need it, really. Doesn't need much. You can inoculate it with some lactic acid bacteria. I do that a couple times, and that's about it. Just set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. I like it.
Yep.
Yo, listen, Dr. Brown Thumb, Dr. Crispy Thumbs, aka Dr. Brown Thumbs.
That's my homie.
Yo, hit me up on Instagram, dude. I'll send you Carly's page. I'll send you the page. It's like bio. She's probably in here. She could tell you, but just hit me up. I'll send you over to her page. You got to check it out. Yeah, she kills it, man. She kills it. What temps do you consider colder? All nature.
Low 70s, maybe like the upper 60s, but nothing extreme.
Okay, I've had more females than males in my career, and I grow only reds. I let mine germ. A room temp in Florida, 75. Okay, so warmer. Got you. Yeah. Where you at in Florida? I think I already asked you this. Half my life Philly, half my life down in South Florida, like where Lori is. Boca.
Cool.
She's in Deerfield. Boca Deerfields, that area. Nice, I'll be there. Let's go. Yeah, hit me up. Feel free to hit me up in the DMs, man. My phone number is on the site too. You could always give me a call. I like to get with everybody. I like to get with everybody at one time or another, man, so we could chill. Yeah, Saratoga is coming up as well. 808 says hotter. 808 says hotter. It is more males. Okay. That's why I say I like to see some, I like to see some scientific. I got demoted a step cousin by who, fool? What you mean? How did I get demoted? What the fuck?
Get demoted.
What do you mean? I liked your post, bro. You don't like none of my posts. I'm just saying. No. I love you, man. That's my brother. That's my other brother right there, Jonathan. He told me I got demoted somehow. Shit. Whatever. Labs is not ideal for inoculating soil in a living soil situation. Cannabis likes fungal dominance, not bacterial dominance. That makes sense. The hotter it is, the males. Whatever, bro. Whatever, man. I'm just saying, dude. It's all good, bro. It's whatever. I'm just playing, bro. I love you, man. Yo, we only got 12 more minutes with him. And I'm actually going to keep him. I'm actually going to let you guys know something. So I put up the post, and Dynasty will be here tonight. He wasn't here last week. As of right now, everything's good. Everything's looking good where we're going to have Dynasty, Professor P in here. I'm going to keep Marcus in here for a little bit. And then I had a message from Shiloh Massive. So Shiloh said, hey, do you mind if I jump on with Professor P? So we might have 3 legends in here soon. I consider Marcus one of them. Shiloh Massive. You know Shiloh. Professor P and Marcus. That's probably going to be the next hour. I'm going to try to, get into the drop with Professor P, but I'd still like to keep everybody in here. I know he's cool with it too. I'd like to do the last hour, if possible, with like all these guys, while talking about the drop and letting you guys ask questions to all these guys, really. So hopefully Shiloh will show up. He did send me a message and said he wanted to. And that would be like, you know, really two legends in my opinion. Three. You got Marcus in here too. I mean, three legends. Shiloh,
Honored to be among them, I'll say. Wow.
right? Shiloh's, yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
So that's probably what's, you know, I think the Professor P definitely going to be here. Shiloh, I believe, is going to be here as well. All right, so like Doggy Style, you always make. Girl, let's go! Wow, you're getting crazy, bro. You getting crazy, Cat Mike. All right, what do we got? What do we got?
The fuck?
Jonathan mad because his hair got demoted. Yep, he got no hair. Shit. No, he a little bit. All right, I use labs and living soil. There has to be a balance of bacteria and fungi. I put my nose to my soil every day and love it. Let's go.
My plants seem to love it. They're not complaining about it.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna go through you guys' questions. I got, you know, we have Marcus for another 9 minutes, and I really do need to get another cup of coffee here in a minute. But I'm gonna try to get to your guys' questions. Callie Silver, I've heard about what they're talking about. I read a study about it a year ago. Yeah, one love back at you. Top shelf, way easier to maintain, and the girls love it. Oh, okay. So, yo, listen. Any other questions you guys have? You can talk. You can speak amongst yourselves all you want. But if you guys have any more questions, the Super Skunk F2 that drop is live now. I think there might be some packs that are already gone. I'll have to see. Cool. It looks like there's. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like I think two of the packs are gone for sure. The Super Skunk F2 already. So if you guys want to go grab those up while the code's good, I would say you should grab them up. Get yourself a little extra deal. And what else do we have? Let's see. I got 35 plus years. Let's go. Got no choice. Let's go. Microbes, bacteria, fungi, how our world works. Love some lab. How do you store pollen?
You might make a valid point that they would outcompete each other. So maybe you could stagger applications, and that wouldn't happen. I mean, I'm open to learning always. You know.
Oh, absolutely. So how about that? How do you store pollen for long term with the best viability?
Let it dry for 7 to 10 days in a climate controlled area with the humidity low with desiccant. Then I cut it lightly with flour. Then it's put in a sealed pack, and then it's vacuum sealed, and then it's frozen. And you can store it for a long time like that with that method.
Any sour diesel work?
I do. The Funky Bitch. You can see one a month into flower on my page at Marcus Aurelius 70, and that is Mr. Bob Hemphill's sour cut times SFE OGBC3 from Shawbud 707, and they're hella dank. Nice plants.
I know it's in the way of your question here. How about that? Look at the scroll at the bottom.
I can't see that.
You can't see the scroll?
Hell no.
Oh, well, it's DMAC 15. It just blow up. Yeah, if you blow up the screen, it's on the scroll on the bottom of the screen. DMAC 15.
Don't laugh at my readers. No, I can't see that.
No. Oh shit! What's up? What's up? What's up?
Unfortunately, I am blind.
I see Professor P in the house.
Nice.
Let's try to get through the rest of these. Let's see. We get through the rest of these questions. I'm going to pull up Professor P. All right. Is there any other questions? Deep freezer climate. Okay. What made you get into the seed business, Marcus? Were you playing around with genetics one day, just crossing some plants, and you were like, "Shit, this is fun. I'm going to do this for a living"? Question.
In the 80s, there were a lot of high-end sativas around, and as a kid, I grew up on a farm, and I grew them, and then I read High Times, and then saved money Went to Amsterdam in 1999. Then again, in the early 2000s, I met Adam Dunn on the second trip and exchanged some genetics with him. Yeah, it's been a long time passion since the late 80s when I was first aware of cannabis and High Times magazine. And I've managed to maintain and preserve a lot of the seeds I obtained in Amsterdam from Sensi Seed Bank, Dutch Passion, Flying Dutchman, Homegrown Fantasy, and a few others. It's kind of my thing, the old school.
All right, sorry, I can't see the screen. I was trying to pull some things out. Oh shit! Oh, I know what that was. Okay. Let me get back over here. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, so we got about 4 minutes left with Marcus. Professor P's already on deck. Let me see if there's any other questions here, and I'll pull up. Try the code the other day, but it wouldn't work. Yeah, listen, if it's, I'll tell you guys this: if it's something that's already on sale, the code won't work. It's only on non-on-sale items. So, but you could always hit me up, Damo. If you want to send me an email, I'll look it up and see if it was something like I said it's on sale already. The code won't work, but I have no problem giving you a discount, so I could always get you a different code, and make sure you get what you want. So we'll hook it up. So just hit me up in the DMs or send me an email, one of the two. All right, right on a trilogy. Let's go. A giant in the game. Let's go. All right. For the 7-10 day, what should for the 7-10 dry, what should the climate relative humidity be? And the mission is 0 moisture content and 0 leaf material. Wait, I'm so confused. And how do you defrost to room temp 68 to 71 for this?
Oh, he's talking about the pollen and the pollen storage.
Oh, my bad. I forgot you guys were talking about pollen,
Yeah.
bro. I was like, what the fuck?
You keep a dehumidifier there, and when you're drying the pollen, and you don't want the humidity over 50-55%. And then when you acclimate it back from being frozen, you can gradually let it get to room temperature with that same climate-controlled area. Just you don't want your relative humidity to go over 50% because once that pollen gets tacky, when it absorbs humid, it becomes far less viable.
Hey, can you respond to that and give me? And we got 2 minutes left. I'm gonna pull up Professor P.
I haven't worked with Matt, but we're cool.
I just need 1 second. I'm just gonna get myself a cup of coffee before I pull him up. So if you could just
I'm friends with him on Facebook, but and we chat occasionally, but I've never collaborated with him or anything. Oh, it's a coffee trip, huh? Yeah. So I'm happy to say tomorrow, finally, the last, everybody should have a tracking number from the drop, and the last 14, I believe, are going out tomorrow, and that'll be it. So good to be all caught up with that one. Otherwise, running a bunch of outdoor down here in Oklahoma. At the Wi-Fi 3 cut, Jodary cut, a black lime, Chemd, and some Congolese this year. I'm doing some mostly sativa in my outdoor grow. Got the Sourdough 2.0, and I have an F1 selection from the Super Skunk stock that I just dropped. I have a clone of that outside, and that thing's prehistoric looking. It's just like a squat bush, big massive families, Jurassic looking thing.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I see you guys on the Matt Riot thing. I'm not even going to respond. I don't really know. All right, so Great feature. I'm going to pull up Professor P in about 30 seconds, guys. I think he's pretty much ready to come out. I have some pollen chilling in the ice box.
Hey, John, man, thank you for everything you do. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you for tuning in, buddy.
Absolutely, bro. This is why we do it. You know, I do it to bring these guys up so you guys can ask questions. I think it's a really good way to do it. So, all right. So here, are we done with the quote? Let's see. All right, here we go. So we're right on time. Looks like Professor P is ready to go. I'm gonna pull him up here. What up, next level? And we'll let these guys stagger for a minute here. All right, you up? I got you.
What's up, man?
What's up? What's up, brother?
Oh, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Chilling out at the gorge.
Oh shit, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
No, had to get the fuck out the office for this chat. You know, it's still light here, so
nature,
let's
man.
go.
That's what it's all about.
I just caught the end of that chat. I wish I had time to tune in earlier. That was a good talk. The tail end of that.
Yeah, it's been a good night, man. We had Dungeons Vault in here to start the night out.
Oh yeah, that's homie. That's one of my buddies.
Yeah, we got Marcus. I don't know if you guys have met, so I'm gonna introduce
Pleasure to meet you, man. Long time fan of your work, dude. Very nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too.
Oh yeah, and I did have. I'm gonna let you know. I had Shiloh reach out when I put the post up. He said he might jump in. He said he wants to jump in. I sent him the link. I said, "Hey man, jump in anytime you want, bro." So
yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he was on with me I think it was last week or the week before. So, yeah. All right. So, all right. If anybody doesn't know who this is, you guys should. I'll say it. So Professor P right here, which is Dynasty Genetics, which is also Relic Seeds. And if you guys have any questions at all, I did want to talk about the new drop a little bit. I wanted to get into that. I'm really talking about some of these freebies that you guys are privy to if you guys buy this drop, because some of the freebies are just insane too. I look through them and I feel like we should get into that. We should let people know what they are, what's going on.
Definitely should highlight that. I think a lot of us as collectors, we used to be driven to purchases through freebies. Like some of the best strains I've grown were freebies. So I try to do the same as I want. Some of these drops, it's a little overboard, I feel, because there's 4 freebies for 4 new strains dropping. Each one, comes with one of those freebies. All of them are equally awesome and special in their own way. And I feel like people should be driven to that. I got a huge rodent here with me. It's like a chipmunk squirrel right next to me. He smells the ganja. This is the same place I was at a couple weeks ago, and a fucking skunk chased me. Yeah, I sparked up the llama, and this fucking skunk came at me. And I'm looking around, like,
trying to tell you something, man.
Yeah, he was trying to mate with my joint. Damn. Oh. Yes, but the freebies, I feel like more people should be giving away more shit too. Like otherwise the seeds just sit around and there's stuff that's in testing or premeditative works just sitting there, and for other people to get a first run at them before the testers, and in some instances others will remain freebies forever, but some of these could potentially be lines in the future. And that's the one thing that I think people should look into. Is it's more of a it's inclusive for the fact that if if you're in there with any of these guys, Dark Star, they're gonna hook you up with something that nobody else can. So try to get on board to that.
Yeah, man, absolutely, bro. Some of these freebies, like I said, like I was looking through them, and me personally, like Sour Magoo, the Sour Magoo to the Sour Diesel.
Sour Diesel, Blue Magoo, Backcross 3. That one in particular is super, super special. Yeah, this guy, look at this little fat critter. He's saying, I'm like, I ain't got no food, bro. He's smelling the
He just wants
kiwi.
to smoke, bro. He's like,
He's
just, you
smelling
know,
the joint.
right? All right, so yeah, and then we got like the megafauna to East Coast Sour Diesel BX1, and I have noticed that. I have noticed some
Another
of the
fire.
freebies,
Yep.
like the freebies that we do give out, we've given out in the past. I do see at least one or two of them, come out and drop. So this is stuff that
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a big like I'm that guy that loves to grow freebies because I know the reality. The freebies are given out to you guys because you guys are going to grow off these freebies and be like, yo, I need to buy, I need more. I need more Professor P gear. I need more Dynasty gear. So, but really good freebies. And really good packs too. So much work has gone into these packs. I already know.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
That new mail is the new mail is once in a lifetime. I mean, I've worked with fucking hundreds and hundreds of mails, so many. And this one in particular has it's checked all the boxes, especially for being a worked line as far as it is. It's an F5, so there's not much deviation with recessive traits on that side of it. But it really locks in the females and highlights them in a way that some of the other males can't. It boxes them in, it gives them X amount of traits, and that's it. It doesn't give too much where the lines are going recessive both ways. It's one way. It's sticking in the females side of the court, and that's it. And I love it for that. It's what it's done with the moose and lobster, especially. It's really brought in this sour berry over the lavender, that earthy side that sometimes that comes out a little heavy in the magoo and the huckleberry work. So I really, really and am enjoying that part of it.
And someone I put this up first, so their question was, and I know we just talked about, but we want to hear about the new Mount Hood Huckleberry Male. So
Yes, yes. So he's fast as hell, super frosty, and the sour berry. Also the bud to leaf ratio, it's fat calyxes, mostly buds. There is some sugar leaf there, but it's not excessive. Easy trimmers, overall. But also the speed. I mean, he's sped everything up. The moose and lobster was showing ripeness at 7.5 weeks. It wasn't even, it was just over 50 days, and it's like amber showing up, which the
Wow.
older lines, it was like 9 to 10 weeks. So it cut a week and a half off a lot of these a lot of the bloom times that it's touched, especially some of the longer sativa dominant females.
Did you deliberately select a male with that goal in mind to have shorter flowering time? Like pick a male that dropped pollen earlier than the rest of the population with that in mind?
Not directly, but it was more that became because the line's so far worked that pretty much everything is faster in this gene pool, but also it was more of the results. I grew out several. Usually, my litmus test for this particular this it's been for years for this type of male. I'll use the Oregon Afghani because it gives you that coffee, the dark traits, more like the coffee, leather, dark chocolate, more so than the brighter chirps. And the other thing that this male has done was visually brightened up the buds. So even though some of them are laced with purple, it's different. It's brighter. The green is brighter. The herb looks a lot brighter. It reminds me of some like 90s bud, of like the tour
Right.
bud where you're looking at it and it has that flash to it.
like
I'm seeing that across the board with the moose and lobster even, and that was a sign when I saw it in the Huckleberry Kush that it was like that is my jam. Um, it's going to try to reset me. Damn, I'm through Instagram, so it's going to try to reset me in 5 minutes, but it'll just
So
give me a bump.
Oh, you're
that
on Instagram. Okay, yeah.
that Afghani that originated from, are we talking about an heirloom one to the West Coast? Are we talking old Sensi seed stock Afghani M1?
No, this is the old. I mean, it's the been dubbed the Oregon Afghani. It was just
Love
going
it,
around
love
as
it.
Affy back in. This is the '80s.
So it's an
It dates
heirloom
back to the
strain.
'80s. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And you can tell. So that's the one reason I use it for a litmus test is it's there's no recessive traits with that one. It is exactly what it is all the time. And
Breeds true.
even yeah, it breeds so true. And so anything that you're using to hit it, any sort of pollen that you're using to hit it, you're seeing that the donor um highlighted. I mean, it's like writing on a chalkboard. It's like dark to light. It's so dynamic, and the difference of that strain to most of the males that I work, it's obvious pretty quick of the good male traits that I want through that test. And I don't there's a lot of stuff that we don't release because it might clash or it's just not um it's just I don't know, it's just not that special. So the Oregon Afghani, even though I use it for a lot of stuff, it's not, bastardized. Like I'm not fucking crossing with every single thing and dropping it like that. But I do use it as a marker. Just going along, and the breeding process, a lot of it is done through reflection of that plant's offspring.
What up, Brandon? What up? What up?
Hey,
Hey,
what's
what's
up?
up,
What's up,
Brandon?
Brandon?
Speaking of, yeah, I've been using some of his stuff. He hit me up with some of his microbes. It's like last year, and I ended up swooping more. It's a good product right there.
Yeah, he's the man.
I
He's,
agree. He sent me some stuff, and I had a honking ass harvest, big old chunks, outdoor
Yeah.
yield.
Oh man, the plants love it. Yeah, I
Yep.
can't speak highly enough. So I see this question. Yeah, it's the
yeah.
Megafauna Forest, only keeper that I have right now. And that one is for people that aren't familiar with it, it's 35% plus cannabinoids every time we've tested it. And it's testing 28, 29% THC, but then the rest is terps
All
and
terps.
etc. Yeah, terps and
Yeah.
a little bit of CBG and this and that, but not much, not too much. It's like terps and THC. But it is phenomenal. I've had it since selected that one in like 2016, but still got her. And yeah, she's amazing. She makes everything more potent. It's definitely along the hazy side of things. A little bit longer bloom time. Got kind of a limey haze terp profile going on. It's nice. It's really special.
And I just looked. Actually, there's still
Yeah,
one megafauna
the la
on the site. One
yeah, the
from
megafauna is amazing.
yeah. Um,
The llama, yeah, I'll talk about the llama. So the llama was actually it just got the name dubbed through testing. The llama is from Elite Cannabis. The mom of the llama berry that was just released. The llama is TK Chem I-95, and it was made
yeah.
through Elite Cannabis. They gifted it to me directly out at one of the trips I went out to Colorado. Did a photo consult with Green Dot Labs and met the owners of Elite. They're really good dudes. Legit, but that cut is amazing. It's another one. It's hit above 30% THC and 4% terps. It's one of those ones that's like, wait, what? Like you think the lab's lying if it wasn't legit, you know? It's special. Yeah, Megafauna Sour D. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the Sour D's little back cross one. It's the East Coast Sour D's the back
He's,
cross one. So there is
yeah.
Huckleberry in there, and it does make it a little heavier. The sour diesel strong in general, but the huckleberry I find that makes it it slaps a little harder, for better or for worse. It's like some people look for that, but I find it not functional at all. There's good phenos though, and those freebies, like amazing phenos in those freebies.
Yeah, and these freebies will come with what we're talking about tonight, just so you guys are
Yeah.
aware. Um, we'll run down. There was a 4 strain drop that we just did, and these are the strains that we're talking about now. And those are the freebies that'll come with it. So if you guys do put an order in, I just want to put it out there, and it's something that you want as a freebie, you can put it in the notes now. They will be gone, sort of first come first serve, but I will give you guys, the freebies that you want if you put the order in today, just to make it easier for you guys to get what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the Llama Berry B2. So
Yeah, they're incredible. Super special. The first ones, it was a bummer that we only did one drop and they were gone super quick. I wish more people could have grown those out. That was like the one thing I was bummed about. These hopefully people are going to be able to experience what it has to offer. It's incredible. Some serious slappers in there though. It's not for the faint of heart. I don't burn that shit in the daytime. Like never, never. That shit'll ruin my
um,
day unless I'm hurt.
okay. Howdy, Professor P. Much respect. Question about your Blue Legend Haze. How do those
Hmm.
compare to the SCBD cut? Can you talk about how the blueberry? Can you talk about how the blueberry used and what end of the blueberry line it leans?
Yeah, so I mean there's big differences because one's a pheno that's selected and then it has a gene pool to search through. There's definitely some hazier leaners, but those are going to be a little more of a citrusy haze. It's just the way that the F3 breeds has this little citrus edge to it. The blueberry ones, they're going to be shorter. They're a little more leafy. Um, they're really bright green as well. That one doesn't might get a little purple hues. It's really old school blueberry in there. It's just the genes you don't see them much, but that's the Connect Bay or Connect Goose Bay blueberry that came down from Alaska, AK Bean Brains. It was bred and selected by AK Legends. Super special cut, and some of those blueberry genes are. It's. I mean, there's some stuff that comes out kind of like that Santa Cruz. Um, I think that's what he was referring
Blue
to,
Dream.
the Blue Dream. Yeah. There's some stuff that comes out similar to that. It's amazing though, because you can find your own keeper, whether it's more blueberry leaning or if it's that hazy.
The hazy.
Yeah, so it's up to you to find your
And it
keeper.
was. Yeah, that's what he was talking about, Santa Cruz
Yeah,
Blue Dream.
yeah, it's great though.
I got Danger Fruits on deck.
Nice.
Let's go. Yeah, fluorescent green. So I think that's where he was going with it. What we're all looking for. What I miss. The fluorescent green.
Yeah, yeah. No, so that's what that male has done. I mean, that new male is fucking crazy. It's a Mount Hood Huckleberry. It's heavily worked though. So the F3s was the sweet spot, but we picked the best keepers and uh it's worked out. It's tough. It's risky when you start bottlenecking stuff, get going past F3, F4, and to select an F5 male that's this good. It's fucking incredible. I'm yeah, I'm in love with him. I think yeah, he's great. It sounded kind of weird, but um,
Uh, there you go. Are you working with any more cheese? Are you working with more cheese?
well, I still have the same male. So it's Exodus cheese back cross. So you're getting a lot of cheese, but you are getting a little skunk one that comes through there too, because that was the donor male that we worked into a back cross. Um, but there's a lot of cheese. I mean, it's if you're familiar with that cheese, because people that are not familiar with the cheese, they're like looking for like the grossest rank. And it does have that, but it's like a sweet rank. Like the Exodus cheese, even, it has like a weird, like a strange hint of bubblegum in there I find it predominant in there, but it's like stinky, but like sweet in the same way. It's like it's kind of funky. I mean, it's like cheese too. Cheese is that way, but
Does
we're
does
working some more stuff.
does the progeny have a lot of that double serration going on?
Oh yes, yes, all of it. The male, I mean, the male. That's what he is, and the yes, all of it.
Nice.
All the hybrids you'll see it in, and it's so easy to distinguish the heavy cheese males for that, and they're thin and that double heavy serration. That was a great question because that's
They're pretty to
when
look
people.
at. I
Yeah,
like
they're
them
super
aesthetically.
pretty. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it definitely stands out too. It's like you can look at it amongst a whole room and go up cheese and cheese. You can pick them out pretty easily for that. But so one of the stinkiest cheese that we released, it was named raclette. If I don't know if anybody knows that cheese. It's a Swiss cheese
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
really stinky. They broil it. It smells like dirty socks. Like when when it gets broiled and it's like really cooking. It's I chefed for years and that was one of the when I started I started in garde manger and was doing these appetizers and stuff, and that was one of them. And it was a smell that stood with me, and it still does to this day.
yeah.
It was just gnarly
Nasty.
smelling. But we released the raclette version two, the last one. It was with the sock drawer Afghani, another kind of. I think it was related to this Oregon Afghani. It was given to me by the parents of one of the kids I was friends with. That's how we even got this in our circle. But yeah, I grew that out. I don't have it anymore. I have some F2s, but the that one was the stinkiest, nastiest cheese that we released. It was disgusting,
Yeah,
like the
I was.
rock. It was
Yeah,
like raclette.
yeah. That's what I did before this, man. I think I told you this before. I worked with yeah,
Oh,
Jose.
chef, yeah,
Yeah, Jose Garces, one of the Iron Chefs. So yeah. Um. All
nice.
right. Let's see. We got. I know they want to hear about the lobster, but I'm going to put up Brandon's real quick. What does the XP do? What does the XP do?
What is he referring to?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure either. I'm not sure what he was talking about. Okay. Let's see. All right, well, we could go to the lobster. So you want to talk about the moose and lobster a little bit, and let them know also because you have B2, B. So the Huckleberry Kush we'll talk about that's B6. The moose and lobster this is B3. Obviously, the third version of it. But if you want to expand on that a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the moose and lobster. This, I would say, this is when you start a project, you have a goal in mind, and this is the closest to the goal being reached. There's a good crossover of both parents. Part of it is we're not getting as much recessive traits coming in from the huckleberry side of things, which it can get a little musky. Some of those earthy lavender. It can play with the fruits and the Cali Snapple being osmine isomer dominant, it really can get some weird muddling going on. This brightens it up and it comes through crisp and clean on both sides where it's not muddling it as much as brightening up. It comes through, the pineapple is shining through on the Cali Snapple, but also the bright tart berry is predominant now on the male side of things, which makes this it's very, very special. I can put it that way. It's hard um to show my enthusiasm completely because I'm fucking so pumped. And when we started this I mean we started as kind of a joke name. We were just fucking around in Maine at the time and hanging with our buddies, and we were talking about like the big and stinky plant and like the moose with the stink of the lobster, and so this is it. It's fucking huge. All the plants are growing huge colas, big buds, and they fucking stink. And it's this is what this was our target goal. And this is the closest to that goal. It's fucking amazing. I wish I could we could all sesh it
Yeah.
and I kept, so out of the testers too, I did a huge test run of these, and I kept 8 phenos, and some of them are very similar, but it's just they're that good. It usually I'll keep 1 or 2, and it was astounding how many great plants came out of that gene pool. It was kind of mind blowing. So I can't wait to see what other people are doing. I've seen some test stuff come through on Discord and through email, and we have testers out here. But I want to see, the average grower, the great grower, different people doing different things. I want to see what they're pulling off with this, because I think that they're going to be capable of doing more than they think. It's very special.
Well, there you guys
Yeah,
heard.
huckleberry. Yeah, the huckleberry juice is special too. Super special. That's the same female I spoke about a minute ago, the Alaskan blueberry. It's the only blueberry plant that I work with at this point, or at least directly named blueberry or anything. I know the huckleberry and the blue magoo, they all have some blueberry genes in there. Um, but the huckleberry juice is special because there's that lavender side that particular male used with that, the number 5 huckleberry, the 2017 male, that one comes through. It's really strong, but it's also on the earthier lavender side. It does have some berry come through, but the complementary of the bright blueberry of that mom and the lavender side of it, you find some super super special keepers. And anybody that's not a member of our Discord and wants to be, shoot a DM or whatever, we'll get you a link. But there's a lot of,
Oh yeah.
we have threads for every single strain in our Discord, and people share what they do. I try not to, because I do a lot of photography and grow my own and do it my way, but I want other people to share their experiences and mine not to override or convince, the general opinion. So you should check that out. Sign up for our Discord. Check out
Yeah,
some
it's
of that.
great, man. The Discord's great, and
Yeah.
it's really cool to be able to see what everybody else is doing with your gear. I appreciate that. I've been thinking about trying to find some breeders and trying to get a group of people to do like a grow. Not, I don't want to call it a grow off, but like a grow. Grow the same thing at the same time and be able to put
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
into like
Yeah.
a group
Yeah.
chat
That's
and
fun.
you know like that.
Yeah.
But there you go. Cough BX3 Turbo Punch Blister Fist Clone blowing out of the 10th this run.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The cough. I mean, you're familiar with that. I know Marcus is. I'm pretty sure you know about that one.
Of course.
It's so special.
Oh, the cough. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Blue Lobster strain. All right. Can you talk about the pineapple guava haze?
Yeah, that one's amazing. That was the we have we had a special super silver haze mail for that one. It was the super silver haze F3 with the 98 cup winner cut. It We don't have that one anymore, so these are one of a kind. But it is the name. I mean, the name Pineapple Guava Haze, it has that, and you're gonna get those guava phenos. And as I'll just keep plugging it, but the Discord, you can go read what they grow and how, their translations of smells and tastes, and don't take my word for it, but it is that. It's Pineapple Guava Haze. If you see it pack or if you swoop it, do it, because it's not available anymore.
I mean, here's a good question. So the question is to both the breeder growers. So are the clones the exact replica of the mother, or can you get different variations?
Yeah, I mean,
Chimeric
yeah,
responses or truncated responses, like can occur naturally through genetic drift, especially
Okay,
older.
I just want to pause you right there. So how do you feel? This is a conversation that I had with Dungeons Vault. about genetic drift. So I'm curious, both of your guys' view on on genetic drift.
Well, I've kept the same clones for 20, like several of them for 20 something years, and I feel like that is it kind of it mirrors their environments and their treatments. I mean, if you have them like in some shitty environment, it's gonna reflect the environment, but at the same time, you can take cuts of the same plant or even regenerate it depending on how you're growing it. I mean, you know, there I know that quite a few old school growers, especially, will resort to throwing them outdoors, and it's justifiable. I've done it multiple times, and I do that to basically get the plant's hormones back to the utmost, the highest levels, and take a cut from it there. If you're like taking cuts on a shitty plant, you're gonna get a shitty cut. So you got to get the plant healthy before you're taking any cuts, and guarantee there's all sorts of viroids and all these other diseases and pathogens going on now. And so, like,
Yeah,
sourcing clones from places, you can get
huge.
fucking five clones from five different clone sellers and have five different plants based upon what pathogens you have or bugs or diseases. Like, or there could be one clean one that is a prime example and has the purest expression of the mother plant, because that's how plants work. They're going to respond to multiple facets of their environment, whether it's
Environment.
like root fungus, bugs biting them, hot temperatures, scorching a leaf while there was oil sprayed on it, or whatever. You're going to have different results, but
Just like
ultimately,
people,
you need to keep your shit clean and keep yourself in check. If your mother plants aren't healthy, you're not going to get healthy clones.
Yeah, and this is what that's the general, like, I, I hear that a lot, exactly what you said, and people that have held clones for long periods of time. I feel like that's the answer that I get, and then I get, because I do, I have so many different people come through, and I'm always curious, like, when it's people like you, Professor P, like that, that you've held clones for such a long period of time, and obviously you're still using the same clones for a reason. So I feel
Yeah,
like,
and I
you
think some just get outdated though too. Like there's some genetics that aren't strong. Like like femini. I don't do. I know that like feminized seeds have a big part and a big place in the growing community, but I don't think they do for longevity of breeding and making a plant stable over a long period of time. Because the long keeper cuts are from male female gene pools. That's how it is. If you're doing feminized shit and I'm just saying it like that, not like
yeah,
it's shit, but if you're doing feminized stuff
stuff
and then
work.
expect like this long-term permanent keeper for fucking 25 years, it's gonna be harder to come by than if you have a strong fucking family tree built up from both sides. You're gonna get keepers that are healthy and can hold through a fucking storm, that's the reality of it. So the gene pool and the genes have a big part to play and how strong those are and how long those keepers will last. Because I've tried to keep plants and some just fade off, and and I will say some of it you can do whatever you can, but some of it is weak. It's just weak genes.
Yeah,
So there's some plants that just die off. When people were like, "Oh, I remember this cut," and I'm like, "Yeah, I remember that," and it was kind of like finicky and, and weak, and like always got bugs first in someone's garden, or like the dog shit. Prime example. That one was like. Yeah, and then I've seen it pop back up, and I'm like, yeah, we got rid of that because it's just not like a keeper plant. Herbs and it gets diseases. I would take photography and go into these rooms, and I would see these different strains, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why are all the bugs and mold like that one? And it's like the cough never had that shit. And it was like something about the pH of it or something. Like the bugs hated it, the mold, the powder mildew hated it. Like there would be powder mildew on some of these plants, and I'm like, this is disgusting. And then the cough is like shiny. It's like this is so weird, but a lot of it is genetics.
yeah, definitely.
A lot of these
Um,
would survive without us too. So. We're only doing what we
Absolutely,
can.
man. They've been
Yeah.
here way before we were here. So, all right. So I think that basically you got your answer there. I mean, you can definitely get different variations, though. It
Yeah,
just
yeah,
depends on
yeah.
the
Sorry,
buyer,
that was
man. And
long. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of different variations are going to depend on it. So, all right. So cheese finos are deep serrated and narrow leaves. I think we just talked about that.
Yep. Yep. And depending on the male, or depending on the female that I'm working with, this male, so easy to pick out. Like the Gucci, it's the Blue Magoo with the cheese. That one, dude, it's like fat, bluish, indica looking leaves versus that. You can pick them out day and night. So easy.
All right. What else we got? I just bought four. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I just bought 4 newbies, so I hope to get 4 freebies. Yeah, yeah, we got you, bro. I got you. All right, that's what's up. Appreciate you. Um, is he? Oh, the Rockford cheese. I don't know. I don't think that's what you were talking about. I know the Rockford cheese. I think you said something
The
different.
rock,
Oh, that
raclette,
is what you were talking. Oh, I definitely know. Oh, I know that. Yeah, that cheese is funky.
raclette.
Yeah, I'm way behind. Sorry, guys. We're trying to keep up on your guys' questions as well as I can. Let's see.
Boo is way behind.
Yeah, you got to hit him up. Big tester. I feel like that's a weird. I don't know.
What's
Yeah, I
that?
think people are asking about becoming testers, and this is a
Yeah, we
conversation.
do. So we do some of that through Discord, but it's
Oh,
only you got to be a Discord member and talk to us there.
there you go.
But
All right,
there
perfect.
you
So,
go. Yeah, that's the plug.
uh, there would be the community. Okay, yep. So, okay, I'm running something. All right, I'm trying to get through your guys' questions because you say I'm not caught up, but
Oh, you're good.
cannabis
You're good.
way one clone seal. I think cannabis cups should be run that way. One clone seal grows the best. Yeah, I mean, they do. That is a thing. Like, they're definitely. I
Yeah,
don't want
they
to call
do.
it
They
grow
do
up,
one of
but
those in Oregon, and there's been some good ones, and there's also been some snafus that happen where like the one year root aphids got fucking somehow they got into everything, and I don't know if it was the soil mix, the nursery, but I didn't have any part of it, and I won't. I've been reluctant. They contact me every year, but I'm like, nah, no.
yeah, yep. I've seen them do that. I think a friend of mine supplied the clones on one of those. One of the first ones they did too. Um,
Don't
all
say
right.
that after I told you about root aphids. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
Damn, it's hard for me to see your guys' comments for some reason right now. It's like, oh, I guess I got to take that one down. Hold on. Really want.
That view too.
Yeah.
Take a peek.
All right.
Beautiful.
So Professor P, the clones you kept for over 20 years are they clone from clone? Are they clone from clone? Well, I mean,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, yeah,
All clones are from clone at some point, but
right.
they're from seed originally. I mean the cough, I've had that since 2000, 99, 2000. Um Hallie Snapple, not too far off that. The I think 2006. So that's pushing 20. But the Oregon Afghani, the Bubba, I've had all those for over 20. Um what else? The Shishkaberry, the Blue Magoo, those are all really old. Um 20 20 years. And they all produce the same bud as I mean like it's the same. It's so good. It's so good still. But
That's what I
also,
love about it, man.
I don't bring in a lot of shit though. I don't bring in clones. I don't bring in. Nobody comes into my spots. I keep it clean, and I'm. That's one of the like OCD things that I have going on with
Yeah.
that is I keep it so clean in the aspects that it needs to be. You know, there. I mean, you're working with dirt. There, it's only so clean. You know that you can have things, but at the same time, if dirt gets on the floor, fucking clean it up.
Oh shit,
Clean.
I
You
see.
know, keep your filters clean. Keep every. You know, bleach the floors outside. I mean, like people were hating on bleach years ago, and I never stopped using it back in the day because it was something with the kitchen, like bleaching the floors in certain parts. And then they were like, "Oh, bleach is good for this. You should use bleach." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up, man." It's like I'm just doing what I'm doing. It's like my shit is grown organically. I use soil and organic inputs, but somebody's
All right,
bumping.
let's go. We got a guest that just
Somebody's
arrived.
mic's yeah. Somebody's mic was thumping.
Oh, what's
What
poppin',
up?
players?
What up? What up?
What up?
Let's go. We
Look
got
at look
Shiloh
at
in the
Oh
house.
look at
Shout
shit!
out.
I figured you were at the disc golf course.
Dude, I didn't even throw though. I was like, "Yo, I'm coming out. I'll bring it just the disc to if I want to, or if I need to roll a joint, you know."
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So okay, I'm gonna get this question. How's the Blue Magoo BX4 different from previous versions? BX4, is it
It's
a B4? Okay.
it's by far the best, and so this is the kind of the one. It's not weird, but I made two different BX3 lines, and the one I released is not the one that I used for the BX4. And for a couple reasons, I worked through hundreds of plants, and I found a male that I mean, it's a long, like what I was speaking earlier. It's like those males that you come across. They're rare, but it's in worked lines, and it's where they're hybridizing how you want them to. And it just took a long time for this to happen because the BX3 that I tested initially, because we did a lot of offspring tests where we hit the same Blue Magoo clones with different males and then tested out the offspring. And what I liked from the previous BX3, that's what we moved forward with because it resembled the closest to the Blue Magoo. This one, it resembles the Blue Magoo, but it has it's some recessive traits that's going on here that it brightened it up. It's looking more frosty, not like green purple wise, but it's more bright with frost. It's so the BX4, you're going to get more photogenic plants than the BX3. They're going to be Blue Magoo to the gills, and you're going to find some males that you're going to be able to work as well.
Let's go. Okay, so we got Shiloh in here now as well, guys. Hopefully everybody remembers Shiloh. Knows Shiloh, of course they do. Massive
Yeah.
Creations. So that's we got all the OGs in here right now. You guys have questions, feel free to ask away. And I'm gonna go to this question right here. So, and I'm gonna go to all three of you guys. So, do all three of you breed for effects, terps, or both? And effects, I mean, not sure the high, but metaphysical effects or enlightenment. I'll throw it up there so you guys can see it. It's just gonna take
Yes.
some of the screen.
Obviously, for metaphysical enlightenment,
You go
sure,
first.
100%. Definitely for terps too, but everyone likes different terps, so maybe the terps I'm interested in aren't the same terps that other people are, but yeah, definitely all those things for sure.
Gaz.
When I make selections for sativa, I definitely take effect into consideration, and usually the phenotypes that are the most cerebral that I resonate with, I think are worthy to get out to the end user. So effects and terps, it can depend if it's like a certain goal for that line you're working.
Yeah, I want to hit it and have my forehead feel like it's on fire.
Right. That's
You know what I mean? That's the forehead sunburn instantaneously.
So yeah, so for me, I mean, I just smoke so much weed that I want it for every time of the day. And I do all of this, but I do more. I want to make sure it's good for them and cover the bases for not just myself because working with the medical community for as long as I realized that, like, the more feedback you get, the more you realize which spots need to get filled. And there's so much. And with all this testing implemented and the filtration of some of these low testers, we're losing out on a lot. And that's where I think that some of these effects that, the mind blowing effects and some of these further it's some intangible effects, some stuff like that old school shit that takes you back, that nostalgia. But some of those aren't testing very high, so you don't see them. So I think as a breeder, you get pressured into, oh, you need high THC, and so we do that, but we also have some stuff that's going to fill these spots of euphoric, intangible traits that brings me back to the 90s. I want to be like
That's what I want,
reminiscing
man.
and going, whoo, and not being like, oh shit, that is the 14%. Like, I don't give a fuck
I don't
because
give a fuck.
that's where I want to go.
Yeah, I got
Exactly.
And
this
for
haze,
the
bro.
headspace, it's like I love, and I like the different stuff for the different times that I want to experience that, the llama, fucking that's your jam, Shiloh.
Yeah,
You
you were
fucking love
tripping
the
that I
llama.
smoked it in the morning. I was
Yeah, I
like,
was
I
like,
only
that would
smoke that at
ruin.
night.
Yeah, I was like, that would ruin my day, bro. That would
But I
ruin
got
my
this
day.
one haze, and it's like 14.5%, but it has 5 codominant terps, which you don't see a lot. So it's
Yeah.
for the market, people aren't really going to love that. A few heads will, but it's something special for sure.
Yep. Yeah, that's
uh,
you know.
yeah, I feel like numbers are just, I don't know. There's too many people that pay attention to it. It really doesn't mean nothing. I mean, for what I do, I mean, I just want people to have the best tasting effects. I think a lot of people are, I mean, when it comes to like dispensaries and stuff like that, obviously numbers do matter, but
Well,
you
it's
guys
like
know
they
as well
got
as
the
I do.
science wrong in the beginning, and they said that
Look at
delta
this
9
little
is
critter.
what gets you high, right?
Look at
And
this little
then
critter.
and then you're like, oh, I smoked a 36, 34, and I got higher off the 18 OG. So something else is going
And
on
then
that they didn't figure out with the science in the beginning. You know what I mean?
100%. The
It's the
entourage,
entourage
yeah.
the
effect.
terp, like everything. It's not just about the THC. And I
Some of
think
the
people are
Nah.
hyper focused on that. So,
And,
Well, so
and
that's where
cannabinoids that they're not even testing for at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of shit that when you know something works, that's the thing is like some of these test scores, even I'm going to talk about the Cali Snap a little because when I finally got it tested, there was something that, with the feedback and how it did me and did my friends are like, "Damn, it fucking slaps. It's special. I don't know what it is. It's just different than other shit." And Shiloh knows about this, but it's osmine isomer 2 dominant. And also it tests fucking over three, 3 to 5%. Like I've had that range, you know, vary, but it tests 3 to 5% CBG. And this is a direct link gene trait with osmine isomer and CBG that everything that we've tested and bred with it that tests high on one or the other, they'll test high on the other. It's the linked gene trait. So there's a lot of stuff, and we kept this shit knowing that it worked, but then when we had it tested finally, fucking 13 years later or some shit, it validified why we kept it. But I think that more people need to be breeding with their intuition over numbers or the capitalism
right,
aspect.
right. Agreed. Yeah. All right. What we got for you guys? I'm not sure who this is to. Can you talk about the G13 haze you work with?
Yeah, that's an old one. I believe it was Neville originally. Yep, those are gifted to me. I've worked those to F3. It's definitely the European style haze. It's like more hay-esque, but it is the G13. It's like that acorn. I mean, there's different styles, like the Cali haze, the old shit actually had there's more terps going on there. There's pine and citrus. There's some other hints of stuff. It didn't go all hay. So it's definitely a European. I would say a European worked line. I don't know exactly where that came from, but I worked it for 3 generations. They are amazing and they're strong. They're very. The one thing is about those old that type of haze, it's very clear. That type of buzz is you burn it and it's like a sharpshooter. That shit is just fucking bam. You just focus and you're like just so on point. Um, but it just lacks the terps, so it does have that going on. It's like the G13 terps are the highlight, which is like acorn and butterscotch, basically.
Okay, all you got. What are you smoking on now?
Kiwi,
Right,
real
man.
quick.
Wicked Sour. I'm smoking the Wicked
Hey,
Sour.
Charles, how long were you in here, bro? Did I see you when you came in? You weren't in here a while, right?
I was here for a minute, and I was trying to say stuff, then I was realized, oh, my mic's not on.
Oh shit, dude! I looked down. I'm like, oh
I was
shit.
like
I saw
off
you.
screen, just chilling. But no, it was cool because I was just listening to P and
Okay.
you know the legacy of Professor P and all the amazing strains he's held for so many years. And I was just going to get back to that whole genetic drift thing for a second because say take
Yeah.
P, he lives
Yep.
in Portland, and there's 2
Yeah.
different Professor P's, and one of them only eats vegan and one eats McDonald's and ribs and all that stuff. So P kept those cuts for 20 plus years. They're going to stay relatively the same because he didn't change a lot
Yeah.
in his system.
Yep.
Once he gives them to the next guy, he does something totally different. So obviously it's going to be
You're
different.
right. Yeah. That does, yeah, honestly, like that's something I didn't touch on, but I do know that especially people with sprays, some of those sprays are systemic, like the Avid and some of those, you could take cuts and like some of that shit will show up fucking generations of cuts later, which is like, wait, it didn't get sprayed for fucking 3 generations. Like that was, I remember that being an issue with people bringing clones in from out of state here. When it went legal, they were bringing in shit from everywhere else and it was sprayed. So it was like going through 2 rotations and it was still testing positive, like, minute amounts, but it's like the systemic grown. Or the systemic sprayed fucking pesticides, fungicides, yeah, that shit will definitely alter the DNA slightly because it binds to it.
Some strains are more bioaccumulators than others too.
Yes, absolutely. I would. That makes me curious. That makes me curious of like, that. I think that's where some strains fall off. They like fall off quicker because they just are susceptible to that.
Because in a
One
system I
sec.
had in Oklahoma, my Wi-Fi 43 cut at 3 different labs would test for arsenic when none of the other plants in my system, showed for that.
Huh.
And I think the lab guy pretty much broke it down that he explained it to me that certain plants are bioaccumulators and will hold on to more of the toxins than the
Wow,
others,
that's interesting.
reinforcing, what you were saying about the avid going through the cuts and there
Yep.
being residuals long after.
Absolutely. And I know a couple of them directly. And I don't, that's where I don't want to talk about some of that shit because people know like who I'm talking about. But yeah, there's definitely been some bad practices throughout the industry. And it's like, it sucks because we all have, I feel like we have the like same intentions to some degree, like to grow a plant and to harvest it, but then there's ulterior motives and some layers to that every plant grown by anybody is different, but also yeah, there's been bad stuff done throughout the cannabis history books. It's been rough because people are just trying to survive or come up, and the plant suffers the most.
Yep. All right. Last thing we could talk about is the Berry Blackout B2. I don't think we touched on that one.
Oh man, that's a washer. Yeah, that one was really special because the last version we used the 5. It sucks. I lost the 5. It was a great one. The 7 is amazing though. One is fast.
I'm
The two of them together, it's like you're getting shit that looks right. Weeks.
I'm
It's,
losing you a
I
little
mean, you
bit.
want to push them fucking 7 weeks. A little losing me.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
breaking up a
you're
little
you're
bit.
cutting out a little bit right there. Weird. Everything was fine the whole time.
Uh,
Something just changed.
uh,
Damn.
Yeah.
uh,
No. Yeah, definitely cutting out.
They slowed
Max
him.
headroom.
He was on too long on the Instagram.
I'm saying something. Oh shit! Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Something. I don't know what. Something just happened. All right. Well, he, I think that we got about 5 minutes left anyway. Hopefully he unfreezes because he's definitely frozen. And we'll get to the last of your guys' questions.
Hopefully the squirrel didn't get him. The
I
groundhog.
know. I'm saying something happened. But yeah, Shiloh. I'm gonna have Shiloh. I want him to come back. I'm not gonna be here next week. Maybe 2 Wednesdays from now, I'm gonna get Shiloh to come back. I actually meant to give you a call. I wanted to talk to you about something off here anyway. And yeah, I figured we were gonna lose him. I could tell. But hopefully you guys got all your questions in, man. Like I said, I mean, we have about 4 minutes left. And for me, it's just when I sit here for this many hours, I'm always sort of just ready to get done.
Ready to get off 5 minutes early for sure.
Yeah, we got Professor P back. All right, let's finish talking about
right.
what we were just talking about. And like I said, we got about 4 minutes left. You guys have any questions at all, feel free to get them in now. You could ask Shiloh, you could ask Marcus, or you could ask Professor P. I'll put them up.
You can go.
We'll
You
finish
can
talking
go a
about the
few
next.
minutes later if you need, or if you have the ability to. I'm fine with it. Sorry about the technical difficulty.
No, you're good. You're totally good, man. We can go. I mean, we can go as late as we want, obviously. But yeah. So
Yeah, just send it. Whatever you feeling, bro. Things
if
need to get
you're
answered.
Yeah, ask away. Ask away. I mean, we got 3 guys in here right now that can answer any question between the 3 of them and myself. Really, anything you guys have to ask, I feel like you should ask now. And I always say this, man, no question is a bad question. So if you're a new grower and you're looking for some advice, these are the guys right here that you probably want to ask. So feel free. But yeah, you were cutting out the whole time on the berry blackout. So why don't we just we'll finish talking about that.
You left off.
Isn't that
that one was a washer.
isn't that suitable?
Yeah, it was the
Yes,
Yeah,
it's amazing. So the number 7 is different from the previous version. The previous version we used the number 5 pheno. This one's much faster. It leans towards the lavender berry side, like heavily lavender. Like some of the lavender crosses we've done with it. The recent one with the lavender sour diesel, same thing. It comes through so heavily, crazy good washers, and 50 days on some of those. They're so fast. It's insane.
50
Those I
days.
can't
So
say enough. I can't say enough about them, but there's not that many around. There wasn't that many of those released.
all
I
right,
will
well we
say
have a
that.
couple. Yeah, you guys should go grab those up, man. All right, can you talk about the Miss Universe BX, aka Pineapple Flashback?
Yeah, man. Those are fucking.
I'm gonna jump off, guys, and grab
great.
some dinner.
All right, I appreciate you jumping on, bro.
Love you,
I'm definitely
brother.
gonna hit you up
Nice meeting you, Marcus.
sometime
Nice
tomorrow.
meeting you, bud.
Talk soon.
Good night.
See you soon, bro.
All right, brother. Let's go.
Yes, those are amazing. They're cherry, pineapple, haze. It's easy to grow, pretty fast, 9 to 10 weeks at most. they throw down on the yield. Those will test around 20%. They're not going to push the 30 mark, but there's a lot of things that make up for that. I mean, if people grow for high test scores, there's other ways to go, but those ones throw down and super enjoyable smoke. It's a non-anxious sativa buzz. It's clear, uplifting, but not the wiry anxiety.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really like the wiry anxiety.
What
I
are
like
the terps like on it?
Cherry pineapple haze and vanilla too. There's vanilla with that Miss Universe. It's cherry with like watermelon esque.
Nice.
It's a
All
big
right. So
cherry where it's a near cherry equivalent to it's like a tart, a sweet tart. So it's like cherry uh, juicy water. It's good. It's good.
you're breaking up again a little bit.
That's another one. Go check that.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. No, you're good now. You're good. I don't know. Yeah, you're good now. So make sure
Discord,
you guys.
though, we have all those on there.
Yeah, I always want to let people know this, man. So if you guys want to make sure that you're following him to get to the Discord, or you want to DM him, all you guys have to do is go to the post that I put up today. So you're going to see his logo, Marcus's logo, and Dungeons Belt's logo. So you guys can go to that post and you can follow their pages right from there, and then you can get to his Discord that way, or you can hit me in the DMs if you can't find it. I'm happy to shoot you over to his page, but it's easy to find, really.
Been a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you for having me again, and thank everybody for tuning in. Much love.
Dude, Marcus, it's been a pleasure, bro.
Been a pleasure, man. You have a great evening, and I'll see you Friday, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, you got it, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Good night, y'all.
All right, peace.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, Marcus.
Bye.
All right. So, like I said, for everybody else, man, we're pushing time. I mean, not that, like I said, I can be here as long as we need to be here.
A couple questions. Yeah, if anybody needs
so, if you guys have any questions left, feel free to ask away. Ask some questions.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered the drop. It's always a pleasure to have you on. It just is, man. The hours fly by always, every time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I feel like we could do 2 hours easy like that. Maybe do that next time.
Yeah,
2 hours.
Absolutely,
it's hard.
Man.
It's tough. Yeah, my schedule's just fucking been juggling. I don't have as much help as I had, and
right.
Yeah, just grinding. So just but
That's
I'd love to sit down for a fucking couple hours one of these times and hash it out. Fucking
I mean, we
talk
definitely
about all
can.
this stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to have you on longer. I mean, shit.
Absolutely.
We could do this again sometime in the very near future, and we could definitely do, an hour, 2 hour and a half, 2 hours, because
do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Bring in some,
cool.
Bring in some homies. But yeah, so this, man, grapefruit Cali Snapple, 100%. That's something special.
And then we got the Snapple going. Enjoy the scoop of pistachio. Okay. Man, y'all come up with some random comments, though. I'll tell you that, man. Some of your comments are super random. All right, so listen, you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask away now. Because, I have been here for a couple hours. I do have,
You're toast. My dude's got to go.
It's hard to say, I always want, I feel like next time, we're going to have you on first, and we're going to do 2 hours, man. I feel like that's how we have to do it, so.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, different time zones, man.
That's what it is.
11. Right.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. And I've been here since 8, so it's yeah.
Yes. Oh, geez, I'd just be starting now. I'd be done too.
Yeah. I might pop in. I see you on Instagram sometimes. I just don't go live that much on Instagram because people be just, you already know. I don't know what happened. We've had this conversation.
I've dealt with some of that shit, and it sucks because I throw out some truth bombs here and there, and it's like kind of, yeah, I don't need to do that, and I'm stopping doing that. It's like I don't have to be the information hub for everybody, and but at the same time, I like doing giveaways and spreading love to the community and doing it in a way where it's interactive. So I find the lives being really positive and good for the most part. It's when
Yeah,
certain people ask triggering questions, and then you
right.
answer them, and it's like, fuck, I gotta talk about it, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah,
But nah,
I
Instagram's good for the most part, to be honest.
yeah,
It's fucking
it's
it's
good. I
good.
listen. It's good. Besides, like those, like there's just some haters out there. It's weird to me
Oh
because
yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
so
know. I
many.
just literally come out here and try to like try to like do giveaways, get packs out, hook people
Yeah.
up, deals, education. Like really, that's all I
Help
care
people
about. And
out.
yeah, that's it. Just
Yeah.
helping people out. It's sort of crazy to me. It just blows my mind sometimes. It's like okay, um, but here
Uh
we got one.
it's
What?
draining for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be. What's the difference in effects from the B6 Huckleberry Kush from previous versions?
All right, that's a good question because this one is a little more uplifting, especially from the get-go. It's in a way that it's positive, uplifting. It's not like cerebral, you feel good, but it's mellow. The new mail, there's zero anxiety with it, but it did have a little bit brighter effect. The bud looks brighter, but that's a great question because it is a little more uplifting, a little loftier from the get-go, but it does have the same settling effect as the previous versions, where you are going to be able to relax and you're probably going to get hungry and then want to go to sleep. So it works like that, but it's really nice uplift at first. It's so good. Even on the flavor, on the palate side, it's a little brighter.
Let's go. All right, guys. Um, I will give everybody. We'll go till I'm at 3 hours and 10 minutes, which is about 3 minutes away.
Do it.
So feel free to ask away. Feel free to ask away. Ask away. Ask away. Did a guy
Look at
named
this
Philip?
sunset about to happen too.
Oh,
Shoo!
that's beautiful right there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
right on the Columbia River Gorge. This
Oh,
is yeah, this is a dope ass spot. So right across the river, right there, you
right.
see the land right over there. Boom,
Yeah.
that's Washington.
Okay.
So I'm in Oregon right now, but
That's what. Oh, bro, that
so
was okay.
that's a
Listen, when I
yeah.
drove from San Diego all the way up to Seattle, because we went to the gorge, so we drove up and we went through
Yeah.
California. The most beautiful fucking, was driving up that highway. I can't remember
Oh,
which one it
it's
was, but
epic.
yo, right
It's
in
epic.
from
The
Washington and
geese, the
Oregon,
geese is
sick,
oh, this shit
like
is dope.
sick.
Oh, it's so dope here. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's honestly, this is yeah, this is one of the spots I come to a lot. Rooster
Yeah.
Rock. Come out here and play some disc golf, smoke some ganj,
Oh yeah.
chill,
Are you
just
coming
catch a
back
nice
out west for
sunset.
anything? Anytime soon? You coming back out west?
Out
Any events?
east?
Anything? Out east? Did I say out west?
Out
Out
east?
east. Out
Yes,
east.
you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am. I'll be out there for the Harvest Cup. That's the next one we have planned. The
Okay.
Harvest Cup. Yeah, that's
And
gonna
that's in.
be
Is it Boston or where is that
that
at?
is in Worcester.
Okay, Mass. Okay.
You should
All right.
yeah, you should absolutely come to that one. It's fucking
Okay.
amazing. It's
Yeah. No, I got to come
one
up.
of the
I
better.
wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to come up to that event. The cook like that whole the cooking whatever that. Well, I can't remember. It was a while ago now. I really wanted to come up to that, but I need
Oh
to
yeah,
come
yeah,
up.
yeah. The interpret tasting. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that looked
The
cool. So
interpret tasting. Yeah. Um yeah, it's that city's dope. I love it there. It's great event, one of the best events. It's like the East Coast. uh, I mean, it's very similar to like an old school Emerald Cup. Like
Okay.
that's the vibes it has. It has all the East Coast growers coming. Fucking, they have a huge setting in the middle. It's a display of the all the entrants, buds, edibles, oils, all that. It's pretty incredible. Harvest
Well,
Cup
I
is
got to
one
come
to
up to that.
attend. Yeah, you
Yeah.
should. You absolutely should. It's pretty amazing.
All right. Last thing. Can you discuss whether C99? Wait. What the C99 White Widow do in her hybrids? Is that you,
Yeah,
Cindy
yeah, yeah.
99?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's the kiwi. So
Oh, okay.
it does some crazy shit. So that's in the kiwi. That is what he just mentioned, the C99 White Widow, with the blue heron. This particular one, I mean, it's tasting like kiwi. Some of the other ones, they come out like peach, a little more sour peach, the sour peach cobbler, the sour peach cheesecake. We use the sour peach cobbler in the with the cheese back cross. Um, they do amazing, amazing things for the flavors. That shit is amazing.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
C99 White Widow. It's fucking, we fuck with that.
All right, man. We gotta talk soon. I gotta have you come back soon.
We
We'll
will.
make this happen. I will bring it. I will bring him back for you guys. I promise you. Maybe not. Okay, this Wednesday coming up. And just let everybody know, I'm going to fish. They're playing right here in Philly. Going
Dude,
to fish.
hell yeah. No way.
Stoked.
That's dope.
But the
That's
following
dope.
Wednesday, maybe I
You
get
know.
you and Shiloh back on, where it's just
Yeah,
and
I'd be
fuck
down.
everybody else,
I'd be down.
like just
I'd
you
be
and
down.
Shiloh, and we'll go like 2 hours of both you guys, and have maybe a
Let's do
person or
it.
two. Let's do it. All right,
Yeah, have
perfect.
people hop in. Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
great.
exactly. I think it'll be a good time. So, all right, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
you. I'll talk to you
appreciate
soon.
you, brother.
You got it, brother. Of course. Everybody else,
Bless
man,
up.
y'all stay safe. Much love. I'm not going to see y'all next Wednesday. I will see you guys the following Wednesday. Y'all stay safe. And I appreciate each and every one of you that hangs out every Wednesday night. So much love, everybody. Shout out to Professor P for chilling. Shiloh, 808 jumped in for a minute. Dungeons Vault Genetics, and Marcus. So shout out to everybody. Much love. I'll see you guys 2 Wednesdays from now. Peace.
Peace.